All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Why it look like that? Hold on. All right, there we go. Wait. All right, there we go. All right. Good morning. Wait. What the heck? All right, there we go. Good morning, everybody that's in here so far. Welcome back to another Daily Facts and Stats show, or even anybody that want to replay the show today. I'm gonna go ahead and what's the word, my brother? I'm gonna go ahead and I see what this she was. I'm gonna go ahead and play some background music, give some people some time to get in here. Then we're gonna go ahead and get started today. Again, good morning to everybody that's in here and all that replay the show or listen back. Yeah. Katie, big up, man. What's good, Katie? 1 minute away, man. In fact, 1 minute away. Shout out to y'all. Justin Crumble, what's good? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. B, I'm on YouTube. Andrew, what's good, Andrew? I might have to move my laptop real quick. I gotta move my laptop. We got B's interlude checking in on Twitch. I cannot wait to go live on Twitch primarily, man. I genuinely can't wait. I'm gonna just rock for about a couple more minutes while I move my desktop. You just threw me on the stage. Sorry, y'all. I'm booting my laptop back up. And then I'm going to drop the link to join the stage. Good morning to every single body that's in here so far. Welcome back to another Daily Facts and Stats Show. Bear with my laptop as it's booting up. Somebody said big up to him. Who's KD? Who's KD? Who's KD? Oh, your Spurs. OJB, what's good? I wonder what T was saying about that game last night, man. I feel like, let me stop the music while my computer's booting up. I feel like I'm about to get sick, man. I don't know how. It was cold last night when I went to sleep. So I think that's really all it was, to be honest, getting to my throat a little bit. So I went back to my usual today. I had my good oatmeal. On top of having my good oatmeal, I had some good green tea. So that's where I'm at with it. That's how I'm getting my day started. And I'm still drinking my tea, by the way. So sorry if y'all hear anything in the background. Nah, Joe, I'm Jamaican, brother. Green tea and I'm good. Straight up. All I need is green tea, my good brother. I do believe you, though. You said ginger, lemon, honey, and onion will detox whatever. Detox everything out. Boil everything together. Shout out to you. Me, I could just take my green tea and I'll be fine. But either way, everybody that's in here within the first 10 minutes, thank y'all so much. Welcome, as y'all see floating on the bottom of the screen. Welcome to the best show in the world. This is where having multiple phones is useful. I am not looking to get a new computer until like next week, right? After the cookout, which I'm gearing up for. I cannot super duper cannot wait for the cookout this weekend. It's gonna be so many people there. But like I said, I cannot drop the link yet because I am loading up my laptop. And I don't think you can drop a link on the phone. Can you drop a link on the phone? Oh, you can drop the link on the phone. Hey, I can do StreamYard on the go sometimes. They just don't let you share this. If they let you share screens on your phone, bro, that'd be insane. But it would not make sense though. That'd be way too advanced. You cannot share a screen on the phone. Yeah, I can drop the link on my phone. I didn't know that. But you definitely cannot share a screen on the phone. Maybe I can try Twitch one day then. Maybe I can try Twitch on my phone, but I'll just wait and be patient. But either way, hold on. Let me boot this back onto my computer. And it definitely would slow down. Definitely would slow down significantly. 1,000%. Let me switch back home. All right. Quick sound check. Can y'all hear me clear? Quick sound check. Can y'all hear me clear? For the ones that's in here, can y'all hear me clear? Quick sound check. Quick sound check. Can y'all hear me clear? That's a bet. I'm good to go. He said whoever don't have Micah or Minka. The reason my camera's not on because I know it's gonna be blurry. So y'all gonna be like, oh, your camera's blurry. It look like this. It look like that. I don't got time for all that. But my computer's feeling and looking good. Versus yesterday. So that's a plus. So we got to rock out like this. I do prefer to be on, but it's still good when I can be able to maneuver on a laptop today. I'm finally putting my laptop to work. I legit only use my laptop for the apparel side of things because to make clothes, you got to have your laptop or something connected and a whole nine. You know, you got to have something connected, put a cord in, pull up the Cricut app, and then make the clothes like that. So that's why I only use I never just move. I don't move my laptop because there's no point. Either way though, welcome to the best show in the world, Facts and Stats. As many of you all know, appreciate everybody that rocks with Facts and Stats on a day-to-day basis. There's a couple of things you guys can do when you all first come in here, and like I took it from Dame, and Dame say take y'all shoes off at the door. What that mean is that's hitting that like button on this video, hitting the thumbs up button on this video. That helps the algorithm out for anybody that's surfing on YouTube to come back through or to come around or come across Facts and Stats and be willing to tap in and join the show on a day-to-day basis. First and foremost, because I am yesterday was my first day back live on YouTube in like 10 days. I know what I've been dealing with, and keeping you updated on things like that. Also, outside of hitting the thumbs up button on this video, make sure you all comment throughout the show today. If y'all have any opening questions or any questions throughout the show, feel free to drop it in the chat and ask, and I will most definitely like it. Also, feel free to share this out one person today. And if I have some pauses while I'm talking, because like I said, my throat it's a little itchy today. At the moment, I would say. Make sure y'all share this out one person today. I'm pretty sure if you share it out one person, whether it's a friend, significant other, family member, whoever, Twitter group chat, iPhone group chat, whatever, I'm pretty sure they're more likely to be willing to come back and listen on a day-to-day basis, the same way Tween does, Justin, Joe, Two Turn, etc. So make sure y'all share this out one person. And then last but not least, if you are in here and you are not subscribed to Facts and Stats on YouTube, that is a problem. Make sure you all subscribe to Facts and Stats on YouTube, and I will greatly appreciate that. Make sure you all subscribe to Facts and Stats on YouTube, and I will greatly appreciate that. I'm losing some members. So if anybody want to circle back and become a member today, or never was a member and want to become a member and want to extend their support for the platform, first and foremost, you can become a member. How can you become a member? The link is in the description on this video. There's 3 different levels you can join as. Obviously, level 1, level 2, and level 3. They all have different customized perks and things of that nature. And I will look to update that as, there's no more playback. I'm not prioritizing playback when it comes to the show purposes. It'll be YouTube and Twitch. Right now, YouTube is 1. Twitch will be 2. Spaces is 3. Twitch can end up being 1. I'm not ruling out Twitch being one day. So a lot of y'all been following on Twitch, and I'll get to Twitch in a second. I do appreciate that. A couple of y'all been subbing on Twitch, and I'll get to that in a second as well. But either way, subbing on Twitch or subscribing on Playback is just like becoming a member on YouTube. So if you are a subscriber on Playback and do not want to subscribe, you don't have to subscribe anymore, especially for the ones that was subscribing on both platforms. You can just either be a member on YouTube and or subscribe on Twitch, if not both. If you want to leave the Playback subscription, cool. Whatever. But either way, become a member. I would love for anybody to become a member to join the Fact That's family on the YouTube side of things. Also, you can send super chats and super stickers at any time throughout the show today. And as you see, all extended support is greatly appreciated. This is important. The Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Damn, man. Once you on that, Joe, that's a bet. It's in there. Spurs. I made sure to put it in there today. When I get to it so I can address it properly. The Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok is all at Fact and Stats _ Make sure you all follow on Fact and Stats on the platform, especially the Twitter. The Twitter lets you know where the show be held at. So whenever I'm launching for the first one to start off on Twitch, I will always tweet and say, hey, the show will be live today, 11 a.m. on Twitch. So either way, it's important to follow Fact and Stats. Up next, the website. I was working a lot on apparel yesterday. Still working on apparel today. Shirts that are ready to go. I have shirts that are ready to go. If you do not have any Fact and Stats apparel, make sure you all check out the website. The website is factandstats.us. And the Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok link is in the description on this video. And then also the website for any Fact and Stats apparel is also on this video. And after this design right here, after it sells out, I'm probably not making no more shirts of it, to be honest. I don't even know if I'm gonna do hoodies for it. We'll see. But either way, check out the website for apparel or sweatpants, whatever. Factandstats.us for all apparel or merch, whatever you want to call it. Next, Fact and Stats expanding. Fact and Stats is expanding to Twitch. Can we get a test IRL stream? Let me see. Is it going to rain today? Let me see if it's going to rain today. If it's not going to rain today, I'll do it today. It looks cloudy. Okay. I'll probably do it today. I'll probably do an IRL stream to the court, right? I'll probably do an IRL stream and go to the basketball court. Yeah, I'll probably do that. As long as it don't rain. And again, if y'all hear my throat or hear me go clearing my throat or whatever, just bear with me. Trying to beat this potential sickness that may be coming. But either way, Fact and Stats is expanding to Twitch. Twitch is just like YouTube. It's just like playback. You'll have the live chat on there. You'll have me on there with my camera on. People will be able to join the stage via Discord, the same way you join the stage on YouTube via StreamYard. You'll be able to join the stage via Discord. And this is the next platform that I will be attacking. When I'm focused, I'm focused. That will be the next platform that I will be attacking. We even had Byron follow the Twitch the other day. So if you are in here and you are not following my Twitch page, take a quick second out of your day real quick. Take a quick second out of your day real quick to go subscribe to Facts and Stats or Everett Jr.'s Twitch page, which is in the description on this video. And I'm also going to drop it in the chat right here. And for those that don't know, when I'm live on YouTube, I'm always live on Twitch anyway. It's like I'm literally live on Twitch right now. You don't have to be there right now, but I'm literally live on Twitch right now. And it's been like that for like literally like the last 6 months, to be honest. But some days going forward, it will only be Twitch without YouTube. That's how the platform, that's how it gets you all in one spot. So keep that in mind. Make sure you all follow on the Twitch ahead of time. It is important to subscribe as well to avoid ads. I do not control when the ads run, but they do run. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription through Amazon Prime. So make sure you all subscribe on Amazon Prime. Great platform to grow on. Definitely be tuned in. Facts, man. You, Andrew, and I think Lo have been saying, and I think even Ryan have been saying the best comments about it. That's making me so confident and excited to attack that journey, because I do think Twitch will outweigh YouTube, in my personal opinion. And I think being either one, growing on either platform is great, but I think I would like Twitch to be one. So it is important. The ones that's in here, make sure you all, and I think you already subscribe on Twitch already, but make sure you all subscribe to Facts and Stats on Twitch. It is very, 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 very important. That's the next platform that I want to expand to and attack full-fledged. All right, B. That's the next platform that I want to attack full-fledged and relentlessly. Hold on, I'm making her a mod real quick. Well, I'm trying to multitask. All right, so next we have in tweening the staff. I'll see y'all. Playback. Also leave Twitch VODs up. Yes, I do have to leave them up. Right. I was doing it when my computer was good to go, but I do gotta leave them up for sure. Yeah, facts. Playback.tv/facts and stats. This is still important. Playback.tv/facts and stats. This is still important. Playback is now only utilized for watch parties. Playback is now only utilized for watch parties. Playback is now only utilized for watch parties, like NBA games, like last night, WNBA games, like tonight, and MLB games, like tonight. Baseball fans, it's only Z Farm and Josiah right now that be holding it down, stage purposes. Joe, it's a great platform. It's Z Farm and Joe right now. I mean, Z Farm and Josiah for the most part, sometimes, and BJ, and then you'll have Bear in the chat, holding down MLB and Fact and Stats. If you know you watch baseball, you want to watch baseball, I am going to prioritize scheduling games in there so y'all can pull up and watch the baseball games. Even me tapping into some games my damn self. As this NBA season about to conclude, and I'm probably not gonna really have much to watch. So make sure you all sign up, join the Fact and Stats Playback Room. It's an app you can download. It is free. It's mainly utilized for watch parties. Back to that, and then also like sometimes they be randomly starting the Playback Room for whatever topic or discussion, and I'm totally fine with that too. So it can be utilized for open talks and things of that nature, but all Fact and Stats related things, YouTube and or Twitch. I'm not taking the show from YouTube to Playback no more. I'm not doing that no more. My main two focuses is YouTube and Twitch, and growing on them platforms and building everything up. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Next, let me change this title. Hold on. And I'm rapping too. That's fine. And I see y'all in the request. I'm gonna let y'all up in a second. Fact and Stats Discord. Facts and Stats Discord. That is important to join ahead of time. I'm giving y'all all the updates. I'm giving y'all all the layouts. The Discord is important to join ahead of time. The Discord link is on this page. You can click the page and you should be able to join the Discord link from there. Why is the Discord important? Because that's how you would join the stage on Twitch. So make sure you're on the Discord. If you gamble, you also can post your gambling plays within the Discord as well. There's going to be open chat in there for just some open talks or whatever the case may be. So make sure you all join the Facts and Stats Discord. Link should be on this page as well. And then we'll get the show started off with the same way. All right, so you have to connect something to join the stage. Who sold your parlay? I only made one parlay yesterday. I wasn't even going to gamble yesterday, to be honest. I've been cutting back a little bit. I wasn't even going to gamble yesterday, but BJ was like, yo, make something. So I made something on the fly. It did hit, what is it? SGA 25, Siakam 5 boards, Chet 6 boards, and I can't even remember what the last leg on it was, but either way, it hit. And that's pretty much all I did yesterday. So I didn't get sold on anything personally. But if anybody else did gamble in the chat, please start the show off with anything from sale purposes. You 1 off, 2 off by the same player. Feel free to drop that in the chat. If not, we're going to go ahead and also shift to players of the day. I mean, we can shout out some players from last night. Obviously, the leading out of that bunch would probably me shouting out Jdub, special player, man. I love when people come out and perform on the biggest stage. You know what I'm saying? And rise to stardom. You know, Tony A said Chet Holmgren, bum ass sold him yesterday. Who else got sold yesterday? Who else they want to shout out from any player purposes? Yankees 1 run allowed and they lost through the delay. Okay.
I mean, if I wanted to go non like star or whatever, I'd say Lou Dort. Did you know he's shooting 58% from 3?
Man, shout out Dort. He's
finals
phenomenal.
How many?
So I think 2 games he had 1 attempt. The other one he had 3. The other ones he's had upwards of 5 and 6, and he's shooting 58% on those threes.
Say that again.
So I believe the first, I want to say it was game 1 or 2. He shot, I think 1, and then there was 1 in Indiana where he shot 3. But every other game after that has been upwards of 5, 6 threes. So it's decent volume for sure. Besides 2 games, but I thought that was pretty cool that he's shooting 58% from 3.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
I don't know the exact attempts per game, but he's getting them up though.
Mm-hmm.
And shooting
58%. So he's at 24 attempts in 5 games.
Yeah, about 5 per game.
So about 5.
Yeah.
And he's shooting 58%.
Wiggins is 50%. Isaiah Joe 50. Caruso 40.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to see for sure.
Great shout out. BJ saying Yankee money line in the chat. I don't think anybody else is shouting out any other players. Anybody in baseball last night, y'all, that's worth shouting out? Anybody in baseball?
No. I got a shout out.
Pascal
Siakam.
Go ahead. Why you shouting out Siakam?
Because I thought he was great defensively last night. Even though Jdub and Shea was elite, but I'm trying to. Everybody's talking about them. I want to shout out somebody that's not getting the love. You know.
Yeah, I'm not giving no shout outs to Rick Carlisle because he benched Siakam in the 4th, and that was a huge mistake.
Shit, if that's really the case, Twin, you can shout out even players like TJ McConnell, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
TJ McConnell deserves a little bit of shout out too. Yeah, he did his thing.
And that, especially in that quarter, he had like a 15-point quarter, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So.
All right. Joe said A's walk-off.
Personally, Scottie Pippen was one of the all-time greats.
Shout out to the kid.
Primarily with his defense. One of the things that I've never
shout out
seen,
to that
even
kid.
though his greatest.
Or shout out to that guy. All right, I'm gonna put this down real quick. Shout out to that guy for what he did yesterday. Starting the show off with something brief, really brief. Just Kevin Durant news or updates.
Sorry, I forgot something else. Shout out to Casey Wallace as well. He did his thing yesterday as well. Yes,
sir. Shout out to Casey Wallace. Kevin Durant. I mean, as of right now, allegedly the Heat, Spurs, Rockets offers are weak. Not really too much to the Suns' liking. And the Suns are basically saying to them, well, listen, we got your preferred destinations, but they not offering nothing good, and we're in the mood to our position to take the best possible offer. It's reported that probably the best player that's involved in the Kevin Durant trade reported is Rudy Gobert, as the Wolves are continuing to be aggressive in that aspect, Atlanta KD. So, and also a couple of things. He also did want to prioritize getting to the Knicks or going to the Knicks, but they just had zero interest in Kevin Durant. So, as far as the Knicks side of things, I'm gonna stop right there real quick. Stream y'all not working. Let me redrop the link. Hold on. Let me redrop the link. Hold on. Also, if you are in here, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button on this video. I think it's 30 people watching with 11 thumbs up on this video. That should be at 20 by now. If you are in here, hit the thumbs up button on that video. Let me know if that one right there worked good. It should have worked. It's probably something on your end, to be honest. But the Knicks and KD, I mean, I feel like, one, being the Eastern Conference team, two, being that close to the NBA Finals, three, already having like a guy or somebody that can be viewed as a guy, and Jalen Brunson, I think them getting KD personally would have been a good move. Obviously, depending on what you gave up. But I'm going to just leave the Knicks alone because they pretty much just had no damn interest in him. As far as the Heat side of things, I still don't think it's realistic. I still don't think it's realistic. I just think we're just there just to be there. I think he wouldn't mind playing in Miami. Don't get me wrong. But I also don't think that that'd be the best spot for him to finish out his career when you want to try to get to an NBA Finals or you want to try to get to a championship or even help take a team over the top. We are not a team that where you just place one top 10 guy on there and we just over the top now. Like, I don't think we are that. So then when it gets to the Rockets, the first rumored report was the Suns would want Jalen and Jabari, obviously with a draft pick as well. I'm not, if I'm the Rockets, I'm not doing that. Like, me personally, I'm not doing that. If I had to settle on that or whatever the case may be, then it is what it is. And then real quick, I must jump over to the Spurs. I heard or seen two things. The Spurs offered, I think, Sohan, Barnes, and pick 14. And also the Suns want Vassell. And then also the Suns wanted number 2 and or Castle for Kevin Durant. Something like that. So I'm seeing a lot of things like that around the Spurs thing, but they are still his preferred destination. That's his top destination. He wants to go to the Spurs. He don't want to go nowhere else. Well, he's not saying he wouldn't play anywhere else, but he prefers to be traded to the San Antonio Spurs. I think ultimately the Spurs and the KD trade get done, if you ask me. And I'm just gearing up and just getting ready to see what a lineup of, or even a starting 4, I would say. I don't know who our 5 will be and what the trade ultimately will be, but Fox, Castle, KD, and Wemby 1,000% move me. Fox, Castle, KD, and Wemby 1,000% move me. Castle is a guy that will be able to defend and attack guys on closeouts. We also need to extend his range and become a good three-point shooter going forward, or try to become a good three-point shooter going forward. And Fox will also have to bounce back and shoot the ball as well as he did a couple of years ago in Sacramento. But ultimately, I think it's going to be a really damn good forward. And encouraged to see what they were able to do offensively and defensively together with Wemby and Castle as the two best defensive players in that unit or lineup. KD wanted to land with Boston Celtics on New York Knicks at the NBA trade deadline. Yes, I've seen that this morning as well, Twin. But that's my quick little thoughts on the solo to Kevin Durant thing. Anybody else got anything in regard to the latest KD news?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough because I see what he said last night. I don't think we got a chance to speak on the T-Wolves. He doesn't want to play with Minnesota at all. And today with the new reports, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. The haul they gotta get back, where Phoenix is trying to get back for a KD sweepstakes, it's gonna be tough for a team that he wants to go to try to recoup the value and try to make it like a competitive situation. Honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna also say, like, I mean, you're gonna trade for almost a 37-year-old that's guaranteed. I think it's like 54 mil. You got a 2-year time frame possibly. And the thing is, I don't know if I got sent out or this was like some troll shit, But I seen a report where apparently Toronto was engaging in mixed talks, and they was offering the ninth pick, quickly and Powell. I don't know how to say his name, but Jacob, the white dude. And I think another pick
Jacopoto,
swap.
right? That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. And another pick swap or whatever the case may be. I feel like that's a lot. We still hadn't seen the product of Ingram on the floor with a Scotty Barnes, and then adding another KD. Like I don't know, that to me that's already an overprice. And secondly, that's I don't know, you kind of gonna three guys that need the ball. Like Ingram need the ball, Scotty need the ball, and then you're gonna have KD could play off the ball. But I don't know what the vision is there continuing on that, and what are the remaining players per se, how that team is going to look like. And the Knicks shit is good that they didn't want to trade for KD, because it's like he already chose the Nets a couple years ago, and New York media was on his ass about that. And if he comes over here and shit is not like hitting how it's supposed to be hitting, the Knicks don't make a finals. Like, he's just gonna get scrutinized, and I feel at this point he just wants to get paid based on the destinations that he gave, and potentially also give himself a chance to win the championship. But the best team, realistically, is the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, you have a generational player in Wembayamba. You got like the organization that is championship pedigree, knows what the fuck they're doing. And he's also a guy that they're gonna, like, if they need to sit him down, he's not gonna play no 70 games for them. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna definitely play him like 55, if anything, and have him ready for the playoffs. So that's definitely a couple of things that work in his favor overall to be in that situation.
Okay. Well said, my brother. Z Blaze, to you in the chat real quick. If the Heat wanted KD, they would have him by now. If they trade Weird, I get I wanted to because it will make us contenders, but also why even go after KD in the first place if you weren't all in? It's all about negotiating, and leverage, right? And the Heat, this is what they do. They like to bank on and hope that organizations are going to trade the player to where they want to go. Damian Lillard, for example, he basically came out and said, "I want to go to the Heat," flat out. I want to go to the Heat. So typically, when a player come out and say something like that or whatever the case may be, they more often than not get traded to where they want to go. More often than not. Now there's some situations or times where it don't happen. So I guess we didn't do everything that we could, or Joe was just being petty. Now to the Kevin Durant thing, I don't think we are his preferred, but we wanted his top 3. So I understand not wanting to trade Weird, because I got mixed feelings about it personally. I don't want to trade Weird for KD. I'd rather make a package with Jovic included. I wouldn't trade Weird personally, because I think Weird can be, and I know a lot of Heat fans are up and down about this on Twitter right now, saying you trade Weird for KD, and we're gonna be looking back at this a couple years from now saying we didn't trade Weird for KD. But I think Weird can be a really, really special big in this league, and I think the fit alongside Bam in the front court will be really special as well and dynamic. He's shown flashes, or both bigs this past season, shown flashes to be able to stretch the floor, rebound, alter, block shots, defend. Obviously, Weird got to get bigger and get better on that side of things and be more disciplined. But he's young, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, stuff like that just take time. Yeah, exactly. I just think that if we had a point guard for those guys, we're not even thinking of the idea of trading Weird, because I think he'll be even unlocked even more next season. Like, look at the run he went on last year when he got inserted into the starting lineup. This man jumped up to Rookie of the Year ladder. Really should have been all rookie first team, but it doesn't really matter. So, I don't know. I wouldn't really entertain KD. My only offer for KD is like Duncan and Wiggins and Jovic. Like, if you want Duncan, Wiggins, and Jovic for KD, cool, I'll do that. Like, I'll do that right there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You wouldn't trade a pick for that, additionally?
You said a pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick will be included. Pick 20 that we got this year, I'm willing to depart with that as well to let Kevin.
Yeah. Just making sure, because that's not like a complete fleece without pick.
And if they want to swap or so, whatever down the line, we can swap too. They're not keeping all them if they get KD. Who not keeping all them, CJ? Who you talking about? Who's he talking about when he said that? Let me see what KD say back. Also, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button on this video, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button on this live. And make sure you
They
subscribe
have
if you're not subscribed already.
Yeah.
like if you was to pick a team right now, what team do you think like? I mean, I think you said it, the Spurs, right? You said the Spurs to you are like the best team for him to go to.
Yeah, coming into this offseason, I mean, coming into anything even being released or announced, I said Spurs and Knicks. Now, granted, I didn't even know the Knicks was just end up going to not being interested in Kevin Durant, but at least the Spurs were one of his preferred destinations or his preferred destination. So, yeah, I'm all in on Kevin Durant going to the Spurs. But even before KD, I was all in on Giannis trying to get to the Spurs, So, ultimately, the whole Giannis thing seems like a wait and see type of thing. So, I mean, and more likely he'll probably be in Milwaukee next year. So, yeah. But I'm all in on Kevin Durant getting to the Spurs. And I think that trio of him, Fox, and Wemby will be really damn good in the Western Conference. And I think that team can win north of 46 games or something like that. And obviously it'll be a top 8 seed in my opinion.
Wait, so Ev, you think they're trading Vassell, right? Vassell and Sohan and maybe a pick for KD? Is that what you're thinking the final offer is?
Yeah, it seems like y'all trying to hold off on Vassell, which makes sense, because if y'all hold off on Vassell, Fox, Castle, Vassell, KD, and Wemby will be a really good 5.
That's what I'm saying.
I get the idea of holding off on Vassell, but it seems like y'all gonna have to depart with Vassell and Sohan, which I would do that. I mean, it's okay. Like I personally would do that. Personally.
Yeah, same.
I would trade both.
Yeah.
So both with Harrison Barnes to make the money work, or Keldon Johnson, whatever it is to make the money work. And then if they want pick 14, they can have pick 14. But pick 2 is out of the equation. Castle's out of the equation. Like if that
I'm not gonna lie,
real, the Suns are safe.
you can keep pick 14 in my opinion. I think Vassell's more than enough, like in terms of favorable offers for the Suns. Like there won't be much better.
I mean, KD being 37 doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, the Suns might get fresh and be like, let me get the second pick and 12th pick.
Right. But I think ultimately what you're looking at right now is the same sort of situation when 3 years ago they were saying, would you trade Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant? It's just one of those situations where it's like the young talent and the young players is that worth you giving up all of whatever it is for 3 possible really good seasons, right? I don't. That's what it is. What Phoenix got no leverage whatsoever, bro. I've never seen a situation like that in my life.
Yeah, you said the Suns got no leverage. You said
the Suns have no leverage whatsoever. I mean, they obviously have a generational player who's in the line, in the latter years of his career. Now, KD's performed really well the last couple of years, but again, he's 37 years old, looking for an extension. And remember, the only reason these extensions exist is because Chris Paul changed the rule when he was the president of the Players Association. Because you weren't allowed to extend players over the age of 35. They couldn't get multi-year extensions. Chris Paul did that, and then him and LeBron immediately got multi-year extensions after the age of 35. So that's really what it boils down to. It's like which team is.
It's basically the over 38 rule, meaning the years you get extended after 38.
Yeah,
where all you got to do after that is 1+1 with a player option after year 2. So it's just 1+1. It's not really a
that's not true because Chris Paul got a multi-year contract.
But the last year of the deal he couldn't be 38.
It
was partial. It wasn't partial.
That was his one contribution to.
But it wasn't fully guaranteed because it was halfway guaranteed because of the rule.
Man, NBA money majority. Come on, stop it, brother. Stop it.
If you remember correctly, the Suns gave him a 3-year deal where the third year was halfway guaranteed and year 2 wasn't even fully guaranteed either. It was like partially.
And again, that was something that he worked extensively with the NBA to get done.
No, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just adding more context.
In order to reward himself and LeBron James. That's the truth. I don't know. I would love to see.
What are y'all saying? I'm trying to understand.
No, just that. Just the way that. I'm just that it's that they're the reason why KD can even get an extension at this age. That's the reason why. I'm just bringing that up because it's like outside of maybe, yeah. outside of Houston, I think the market's pretty dead, bro. I think they're asking for too much from San Antonio, and I think San Antonio was weighing what their roster would look like instead of having to mortgage any bit of their future for a
So
30.
what would you think is a good fair offer from San Antonio for Phoenix to expect then, if you're arguing that? I don't think Ev's point is too bad about Vassell and Sohan because I don't fucking rate Sohan. That motherfucker
Well, I mean,
sucks.
Vassell. I mean, if I'm the Spurs, I'd be wanting to get off of Vassell, to be honest.
Exactly.
Not necessarily that I don't like him, but like you gave him an extension based on potential. He's made a fucking paper mache. He entered the league hurt.
That's what I'm saying. So like Vassell and
I gotta take
Sohan
this
for
call.
KD is a great offer in my opinion for both sides. Are you disagreeing with that, Sosa?
Sosa?
I don't know.
Okay.
My point is, I think Ev's offer is a very fair offer, especially Vassell and Sohan. If you don't have to give up the pick, I think that's a great deal for both. I mean, Phoenix probably wants the pick, obviously, but if you're not going to get much better offers out there than like Vassell and somebody, and I guess a promising youngster in Sohan, who's fucking overrated, by the way, but I'll chill on him for now. And yeah, I think that makes sense for both sides.
Yo, real quick, you said I had to take that call. You said an offer for KD.
Yeah, from the Spurs. So I'd say Vassell and somebody for KD. Probably.
Vassell and Sohan, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Vassell, Sohan, and 14, but there's no way.
It got to be more money to match. You got to match 54. I think it's Vassell and Harrison Barnes.
You don't have to match salary.
I mean, hold on.
You do not have to match salary because San Antonio has no max players.
That's also true.
What are you talking about?
That's also true.
They don't have to match shit. Ain't nobody making over $30 million in a.
But I'm talking about not one for one.
The only thing. And then also, listen, they also lucked up with De'Aaron Fox. They don't have to rush an extension. They're going to give him an extension. But remember, he's going to make $65 million less than he would have in Sacramento.
Yeah. That's true.
So
but he's still getting like 3 years, 180 or something.
Yeah, bro, remember also it's the way these contracts are structured. Like because he's not on the team that drafted him, it's relatively cheaper long term. That's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? I'm not disagreeing with you like that he's going to get a bag, but it's not going to be the same bag that he would have been warranted in Sacramento. It's just not the same.
But he would have to make all NBA to get that maximum because he had an extension.
I mean, that and obviously the team that drafts you can offer you more money. Why do you think Giannis is not moving? Giannis ain't leaving Milwaukee because if he leaves Milwaukee, it's going to cost him $150 million over the next 4 years.
I mean, that might be worth it for some rings, but I get it. Yeah.
But that's the real reason. Everybody wants to talk about these vets leaving. Listen, the team that drafted you, if you leave, bro, you're costing yourself mad bread on the back end. It's just how it is. So it be sounding good. Why do you think all three of the teams that KD has a list of there's no state tax? You think that's by accident? You think it's by accident that the three teams, 2 are in Texas and 1 is in Florida?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, it has to do with the bread, bro. He wants another bag. He just saw Jimmy Butler get 2 years, $121 million. What the fuck you think they will give KD?
To be fair, it works well in both cases. It works with the money, with the taxes thing, but also because they're all defensive teams. Like Houston, Miami, and San Antonio all got defensive monsters at centers, which is what KD needs.
Also, KD got a year on his contract. This coming year, then he wants a 1+1.
Yeah, he wants what Jimmy Butler got. He wants what Jimmy Butler got with like a 25% increase.
And that doesn't work like it'll be his max is already 57, so it will gradually go up.
If Jimmy Butler got 2 for 1, if he got for 2 for 120, KD's getting the same, brother.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
KD's
this is what
36, 37, 30. So he'll be 39 when the contract is done. If I'm a team, why am I throwing all my picks, all my young players for expiring that I gotta re-extend him where the value he wants to get compensated is like it can really jeopardize what I got going on.
That only makes sense if his production didn't match it, bro. Like KD still, I keep saying this, and people, he's the most He's the best complimentary superstar in the history of basketball, bro.
But if my window was
everybody.
Wembanyama, and my window is not right now, why would I need the next? What am I trying to compete for the next 3 years?
I don't believe in that thought process, though. That's a gatekeeper mentality. There is.
But what am I realistically doing in the next 3 years?
I hate that mentality where people throw out that your timeline. There is no fucking timeline, bro.
Yeah,
like
there's
that
not.
whole
There's really
like
not.
you can't win when you're young is bullshit. And I hate when people do that. It's like if
you don't want to always be too patient.
Aging
What if Wemby gets
veteran
hurt?
thought process.
What if Wemby gets hurt? Like you might have to thrive on your prime. It might be right now. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm just saying we're putting real draft capital into a KD trade scenario where he's
but hold on. But
we might not have to.
But the Spurs also have luxury picks. The number 2 pick is a luxury pick for them. Let's relax with the draft capital thing, okay? You get to a fork in the road where it's what's going to put us in a better situation to contend now, as opposed to what is the timeline for development. That development thing only sounds good if you start fucking winning for real.
Facts.
But
that's just an idea, bro.
But Wemby hasn't even touched the
a lottery pick is still a lottery pick, bro.
No, that's not true at all. If that's the case, then why the fuck did Indiana win 68 games if they got 3 lottery picks from the same draft?
No, I'm just saying when that 14th pick they're trying to put in a Vassell.
No, but I asked you a question. You said, what was your question? Pick shit matters. Listen, I said Indiana's got 3 players from the same draft that were drafted in the same lottery. Why didn't they win 65 games?
OKC?
No, Indiana. Obi Toppin, Neesmith, and Halliburton were all drafted in the same lottery, brother.
They all 3 of them. Those guys. I'm just saying. You brought up the worth of a.
But you can't compare that situation because Obi.
Why can't
the Spurs are known for drafting very well, though?
Why can't you?
No, not really though. Sohan's overrated.
That's not true. That's not
like
true.
Hold on.
You would say Vassell was a good draft pick. He's missed half his fucking games and is on a max deal, a max rookie extension.
He came good enough.
I don't think he got the full rookie max. I think he got the 140-ish.
He's fucking overpaid.
But that's not. You said a rookie max. That's the.
It wasn't the max, but he got a very big extension.
Yeah, he did. But that's where his production was. He's a near 20-point scorer. Like we not going.
And he's missed. I think he's missed like half the games.
But that got to do with availability, not his performance.
Okay.
You're trading a hurt guy for a guy
convo, bro.
That's still like
the convo is. I'm disagreeing.
Before Stephen Castle, Spurs had a lot of bad picks. By the way,
I'm saying that the whole
people like freaking Joshua Primo,
idea of having
freaking
a high pick,
Branham, freaking Jeremy Sohan, freaking.
You know who you're talking to, right?
Luka Samanic. Like they have bad picks too.
I want you to remember this, bro. We had the number 1 pick twice, and a guy that got drafted post lottery ended up being better than all of them.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry.
So you're asking the wrong guy.
Who are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz, and Tyrese Maxey ended up being better than both of them.
What does that got to do? What does that got to do with the overall draft, though? That was Ben Simmons was all in.
No, we're saying the
I was
draft
answering Ev's question. What the fuck are you talking about? I was answering what Ev asked me.
Yeah, but hold on. First off, bro, I don't because this energy social is just like ridiculous, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
I'm just saying.
No, it's not just
energy, dog.
Yeah, because the way you talking, bro. I asked a basic question. Sit down and relax, dog.
I am sitting down. Don't tell me to relax. You're not my father.
Simmons, I don't give a damn. Ben Simmons was an all-NBA player. Yeah, like there are situations with saying that.
And where is he now?
Saying Tyrese Maxey was better is disingenuous given where Ben Simmons was at that point. There was a lot of different.
Ev, I was answering your question based on being a Sixer fan. I don't know what the hell Swipe is even.
Very manageable contract. He's on a very manageable contract at a 6'7" 2 guard. And then availability to Tween's point is one thing as opposed to performance. Devin is still very young and is developing. Jeremy Sohan, if y'all feel that way about Jeremy Sohan, then whatever. He's a defensive ace. He's developing as a playmaker, all that kind of stuff. I get it. But like I really don't understand like some of the criticism that we're levying, even towards like draft pick Ben Simmons and gosh.
I just simply said that Ev was asking the wrong guy. Because again, if you're asking a Sixer fan, the players that we drafted in the lottery, lottery, none of them panned out to be good. None of them. Markelle wasn't good. Ben Simmons not on the fucking team. Zaire Smith never fucking played.
True.
So what are we? So he asked me from my standpoint, bro. I can only give from my standpoint as a Sixer fan. What do you?
And Swiper, I just
What
want
you
to
want me to
mention
say, Swiper? Devin Vassell's a mate. What the fuck is? What is your beef?
I don't know.
dog?
I don't know where beef is or there's
What
no
is your problem?
there's no
What is your issue with what I said?
I'm saying it extremely clear. Your
And I'm
criticism
speaking
of Devin
from a
Vassell's
Sixers.
yes, I mean I'm saying as somebody who has watched Devin Vassell, you saying that he's overpaid for what he does, it's literally like, just to be clear, it's not true, given how good he is and the contract that he is currently on. If you're saying because he's been injured, then yeah, you know what, I'm with you. He needs to be healthier. That hopefully is something that they fix for the rest of his
That's
career.
literally the first thing I said.
Never mind.
That's not true. You brought up him getting the full rookie max.
And he's been unavailable. Like I said,
hold
I
up.
said
No.
his
I said
unavailability was the number one
Sosa.
issue. I said that. I
But
said that.
You said that in line with him. You said his
Yeah,
availability.
I don't think he was. I
and then
don't. I think I feel.
And then
as
you
though
said
he's
his
overpaid.
production is not what it needs to be to get a rookie max. And I said he doesn't have a full rookie max. He has partial. And then you brought up that him being hurt all the time. I said his production is worth what it is, because you got to get paid for how you're played. That's the level of play is worth the production.
And we can agree to disagree.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to like say you haven't watched Devin Vassell, but I think Devin Vassell, if you're saying he's like overrated, because I think he can be an all-star one day. And I'm saying if somebody thinks that position's overrated, that's one thing. But for a player that's not making, the amount of money he could be making and the production you're getting at that level, I mean, you're getting a lot of value for a guy like Devin Vassell. And I think for the Phoenix Suns, that would be all the assets they could get back to Kevin Durant. I mean, between Devin Vassell and the Houston Rockets, Jalen Green or something like that. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm
with Swiper on that. Devin Vassell is much more likely to pan out than Jalen Green is, in my opinion.
But I'm not a Jalen Green guy, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Now, Sosa, if you want to bring up Jalen Green being a bust,
he is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, you can call him a bust, whatever. I think that I don't necessarily love the fit of players that he has in Houston, but it doesn't mean that like he can't get better year to year. I think that they use when what's his name is the fulcrum of the offense, it's Sengun, right? He's the centerpiece of the offense, if we're being honest, right? Based on how Houston plays. And I just don't necessarily know if they're a great fit. That's just me personally. To say he's a bust or whatever because he had a bad playoff series against some really, really good vets that took him out.
He's also been bad in the regular season.
I think 4 years of data, like he's just not been a good player.
4 years of data, yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 years I've watched him play, and I've said he's not a good player that I would want. But I also think, again, to your point, he can develop because he is so young, which is also what Stone is also referenced. They're more than likely not going to trade him because they believe the same thing, that he can develop and he can get there.
I think that, well, one, his ceiling, I think, it hasn't even been scratched. And I also believe that, again, it's based on the direction in which the offense is ran. I don't think it's necessarily a perfect fit. And I think that that's part of what happens when you do make the fulcrum of your offense as far as being the lead distributor.
Well, yeah, and Sengun also, to be fair, is also not that good of an offensive player to be building an offense around. So I think it's two things for sure.
And I agree with that. But I think that if we all things considered, I don't think that's fair to Jalen Green. That's just me though. Again, I don't think he's like trash, but I think that circumstances have changed the way that he's been able to be developed. He had multiple head coaches that don't help. And then, you have a different philosophies from both. And then the personnel you bring in year to year don't necessarily fit. Like, do you think Dylan Brooks fits well with him?
Well, I think they brought in Fred VanVleet.
Man, Jalen Green sucks, bro.
He doesn't suck.
Why we do this. I don't know why we keep doing this with this nigga, bro. Like,
he sucks, though?
Yes.
Why are you trying to maximize that type of...
Yeah, he does get a kind of a level of protection, Sosa, like, relative to the rest of the league. I get because it's the way he plays and the athleticism. I will objectively say he does get a level of protection and Sosa, hopefully you understand this. And I think Goods will understand this too. Like, he's kind of Daniel Jones in that, like, the way he's treated for that one, like these two stretches he has where he plays really well. Like, I'm talking about really well for 1 month out of the last 2 years. Or he has like a good 40 games where he's like a good starting level guard. Offensively, I think that's where, like, people get him misconstrued with his value. I just don't think he's like that valuable of a player, like to be a lead guard on a playoff team.
All right, that's fair. And listen, I hear you, but again, some of his best basketball over the last 2 years has come with Sengun out of the lineup.
Well, to be fair,
I bring that up.
Well, to be fair, last year, but when Sengun was on the floor with him prior to the injury, he also was balling too. And also this last year, when he was balling, Sengun was on the floor with him. So they have played well together. But I think to your point, so Sengun is very limited as a passer, post scorer. He doesn't do those things like a Sabonis or something like that.
I think he's overrated. I think Sengun is over. He's still very young too, though. I think people act like he's like, your man's, and he's not. I think the comparison isn't even fucking valid in any capacity.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with you.
If I said he was closer to Isaiah Hartenstein than he is,
No, I would agree with that because people don't realize how good of a connective player Hartenstein is, right? Like they don't realize the nuances of the game. And you're right. I agree with that actually. I agree with that. Doug, listen. If you're comparing anybody to Joker on a basketball court, he better be like a generational player because it ain't. That's where the comparisons should go when it comes to Joker. If they're not like a generational big that can do some shit that no one else has seen before, they shouldn't even be in the same sentence.
No, but Sosa, let's just say talking about that Rocket series, the problem was not Sengun. Sengun did his thing against the Warriors. It was Jalen Green who let everybody down. When Jalen Green scores more than 10 points, the Rockets win that game. When Jalen scores less than 10 points, they lose that game.
They were icing the ball screen and he couldn't get his game off, which is very concerning.
He went against three really. I mean, Jimmy Butler's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, Jimmy got hurt.
Sengun was playing Draymond.
Yeah, Jimmy missed a game or two.
I'm just asking.
Oh yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Steph's a Hall of Famer. Draymond's a Hall of Famer, right? Just from Draymond.
Steph is not an elite defender. He's a good defender, but he's an underrated defender. He's not an elite defender. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, bro.
All I'm saying is this, bro, that Golden State did a good job of trying to eliminate one thing and taking him out the game. I think that Steve Kerr had a really good game plan, and he didn't perform well. Now, if we're talking about guys who we've seen perform really well in like their first playoff series,
they're focused on Sengun too, though.
But most of the series, he was getting guarded by Moses Moody, and you're not like
exactly Tween. Like
how good of a defender
I'm making
do you
excuses
really
for him, dog. I got to be
evaluate
making
him as?
excuses for him. That's my fault.
Like, how well do you think Moses Moody as a defender is? Because that's who was point of attack guarding him.
But I think
motherfucker a lot, bro. I'm not trying to hear no Moody's. Go look at the fucking tape. They try to take that motherfucker out of the game.
They iced every ball screen. That's normal. That's normal pick and roll defense.
No, there's no excuses regarding the elite defense. Yeah, Jalen Green was not playing against OKC. He was playing against Golden State. Let's not do this. He just didn't hoop. Let's keep it real. He didn't hoop. If he scored more than 10 points, they win that series. And if he scored more than 10 points in the majority of that series, they win that series. But he did, and that's the facts.
We learning from these playoffs, bro. If you can't score in a phone booth, you're gonna have some big issues in the playoffs.
Facts.
Because I'm not a big fan of Bron with the social media stuff or like his content, but like he made a really good point where it's like for 7-8 months the NBA wants to let anything fly. Then you get to like the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And they referee the games differently. They make different calls. They officiate it completely different. So where like if you really can't play in that phone booth, you're really gonna get the NBA just lets you get fucked up in the playoffs, bro. They do.
I mean, I brought this up multiple times, and Goods knows it. I think any elite guards, I've said this for 2 years now, or maybe longer. They're guarded differently, except Steph Curry. They're guarded differently as players than bigs are or wings are. Like, I think the issue is more so positional physicality. And Goods, maybe you can speak to that because obviously you got one of the best players in the last 25 years in your roster who is a guard. Guards have a different kind of contact allowance depending on play style, and like Steph, I think Steph, because the reason he doesn't get the same level of foul calls is because of how he's moving off the ball, and like because of the amount of physicality he brings to the game, because of how much he is utilizing his off-ball gravity or even just on-ball, like just in terms of how he plays, he doesn't get the same kind of calls that other guards do relative to like the rest of the league and elite guards. Now, I think more so like the NBA in the playoff, they allow a dominating level of physicality on the inside per Chet Holmgren yesterday, obviously Jokic in both series. And then, but then you look at the guards, you're just not, touch fouls are just much more common on the perimeter. And I actually think that's a bigger issue than anything else. It's just the different kinds of physicality allowed. But, y'all can speak to that.
Man, listen, the thing that was most impressive to me in regards to what you were saying, Swiper, is that like the most impressive thing to me in the finals thus far was when Mathurin started going crazy. Because if you rewatch some of that shit, bro, they were hounding him on defense. That was phone booth basketball. This motherfucker was going crazy. And that was like, it just shows you the value of being able to get a bucket. Because no one's going to be like Mathurin's rated, whatever. But it's so crazy.
There was times, like if we still on that Jalen Green topic, there was times in that Rocket series specifically that he got switched on to basically Buddy Hield and Steph Curry, and couldn't blow by either one of them.
Exactly. Thank you, Gus.
A lot of help. I'm not gonna say there was a lot of help.
That still doesn't excuse the fact that he couldn't beat the man in front of him. And they had announcers saying that Buddy was a good defender or a solid defender because of how he was guarding.
Well, he did. He played good defense.
But that should never happen if you're supposed to be the caliber player.
The problem is he's very frail. If you put like Buddy Hield is a bigger player, meaning like weight wise, like he can bump Jalen Green off his pivot, off his path, and that will discourage a drive. He's not a controlled like that type of leaper. He's a straight line drive type of nigga.
But I said going in the last year that if I'm him, and I said this before the whole MVP league. Man, he should be watching SGA film. Like out of like, you got to work on your handle. You should be able to get to your spot and rise over everybody with how athletic he is. Like, just period. He's the best athlete on the floor most times he's playing basketball. But it's just he doesn't know how to use the stuff that's in front of him, and he's a bad 3-point shooter. But to my point with the SGA thing, SGA's not a good 3-point shooter in the off. But it don't matter because he's dominating in the middle of the floor. And I think you got to pick.
He also never forces anything. I think that's his greatest trait.
Yeah, I mean, he forces it, but he's good enough to force it, and like you can't do anything about it.
I mean, like, as far as the tray ball, he don't force shooting a three.
Right. And then Anthony Edwards is an elite 3-point shooter, but he's also, he could be better like around the rim as a driver. Like there are just certain things I think that there are players that are around him enough athletically where he could be watching these players. And he could be, and I think this is why why Stone doesn't want to get rid of him. Like, he's looking at Ant and SGA and the rest of the West and saying, and John Morant, well, you got skill sets very similar to these players. You should be able to get to the bar that these players do because athletically you can do anything they can. But I think that's just between the ears. But I think SGA is an all-time great, has an all-time great scoring IQ. I think Anthony Edwards has an all-time great, well, in relative to like era, like scoring IQ in terms of how he utilizes his body and its athleticism. I think he also just loves basketball, like to a degree that like he's infectious about it. I think there are just multiple players that are like, they all just have something on the inside that I don't think Jalen Green has, maybe ever, let alone at this point in his career. And I just can't keep coaching through that. And Amen Thompson is right there. No, I don't call player. No. I think for me, you said they didn't build an offense around him, and I think OG will tell you they did. And then eventually it switched to Şengün. But now Amen Thompson's here, so it's over. Like,
you gotta kind of get out of Amen Thompson's way, bro. I think you gotta clear the runway, bro. Get Van Vliet the fuck up out of there too.
Talking about Van Vliet, I'm talking about Jalen Green.
So get both them niggas out.
But Fred, if you look at Fred and Şengün, they have like a real 1-2. Like, he maximizes my best player. Why would I want to really get rid of that?
He played a couple good games in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking about as a yin yang, as a pick and roll. He can make that pocket pass. Şengün gets doubled. He's the first read out of that. They can get into some actions.
And
Like
Şengün can't shoot worth a lick either. So that's another thing he needed to develop.
yeah.
She can't shoot at all, and he can't finish around the rim. No, I don't care about the Kevin Durant trade to Houston, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't want to see that. That moves me not in the least.
What are you talking about? What'd you say?
Kevin Durant to going to Houston. No, I don't want to see KD in Houston.
That's not moving.
Not at all. Like not even in the slightest.
Let's say the package they keep all the young players. Jalen's there. Şengün's still there.
I'm still
no, listen, but see, this is the thing. You can only sell people on intrigue, but so much. Like I like Reed Shepherd, but what is he for real? I like Cam Whitmore, but what is he for real? Like having those like young pieces that people keep talking about that are intriguing. It sounds good if you can develop them into something, right? Like I don't like you if you're a team that's rebuilding, are you rolling the dice on those two guys and saying, hey, we'll take the youth movement that y'all are trying to build and bring it somewhere? I don't know. What y'all think about them two guys? I think
I'll take Reed Shepherd. I'll take Reed Shepherd.
But like what, you know what I mean? I'm just saying it's just unknown is what I'm saying. They could be good. They can end up being really good. They can end up being lost in the fray.
They just stay the course. Bringing KD moves nothing. I feel like we should just be able to watch these playoffs and see that. Like if KD is your best player, which he objectively would be.
So what's your optimal team for him, Swiper?
Spurs.
I don't think I've heard.
Spurs.
Okay.
I just disagree with the fact that if you think KD coming to the Rockets doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, do anything as what wins the West?
I think that puts them in clear like contention.
What does that mean?
They're definitely a top 2 to 3 team in the West.
No, not even close. Not even close.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Not even close?
Remember,
not even close?
As somebody who's watched the playoffs as intently, mostly on one team, I understand, as you have, I think the issue is all the stuff we're seeing with. First off, their best player is going to be Kevin Durant, and I think your best player has to be able to do certain things and maximize the lineups around them, either as an elite floor raiser or an elite ceiling raiser. I think that relative to the rest of the West, Jokic is obviously going to be clearly better. I think SGA is going to be clearly better.
And I still think KD is an elite ceiling raiser when he has a really good floor under him. I really think he is.
Well, what I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think they're beating I don't think they're beating the Wolves, Denver, or the Thunder next year. And let alone
saying they can't beat the Wolves is just ridiculous.
Why? Why?
Bro, the team defense they have surrounding them, I think they'll easily be able to guard the Wolves pretty well. I think they have the rebounding.
They're a worse version of the Wolves, though.
No, they're not.
But what happens when the Wolves guard them back?
You said what?
Man, look at OG just in here talking. What are you talking about?
Good. What happens when Minnesota guards them back?
That's fine. Minnesota can be able to guard them, but the way I'm looking at it, I trust both half-court defenses.
And this is a team that just lost. Listen, this is a team that just lost to a team that got what did Minnesota beat them?
Well,
in 5?
good, but Minnesota has a better half-court offense than that version of the Rockets would, though.
Says who?
KD changes everything for your half-court offense, though.
Well,
you can be honest about that.
I don't. No. That's cool, but I still think like with the 3-point versatility they have, and by the way, this is in January. They had a top 5 offense, but the 3-point versatility they have with Anthony Edwards playmaking, the driving. I think obviously Conley, Rob Dillingham, Jaden, Julius Randle. I think they better. Julius Randle is already a better whatever version they're looking for from Şengün Goods. Julius Randle is better than that version of this. I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about old. I'm not talking about old Julius Randle. This Julius Randle. And I don't like Julius Randle, but I'm not going to hate on him for something he objectively
Wait, you think Randle is better than Şengün?
Yeah. I think he's a better connected passer and out of the post, yes. Than
that's not a crazy
better playmaker.
He can shoot better.
He's a better playmaker than Şengün.
He can definitely.
Who do y'all think Şengün is though? Like no troll shit.
Bro, Julius Randle is not better than Şengün.
100%.
This version of Randle as a 2.
Are you watching?
Playing off of Ant, bro.
But Swiper, no, like
his position.
I'm not trying to push anything. But
Minnesota was the best team. Minnesota was the best team in basketball the last month and a half. They were like 17-4 to end the season after Randle came back from.
After the
last 21 games, they were 17-4.
No, I didn't.
I'm confused. Like, what does that mean? Like, these niggas, hold on. When you guys have been watching Minnesota, You guys
Yes, sir.
genuinely think that offense surrounding Ant is just good enough, or that team surrounding Ant is just good
They
enough to be
were
better than the
objectively top
Rockets
5
with
though.
Kevin Durant?
Bro, they had the 3-point
No, but
shooting was
they
elite. They
were
create
top
great
5 after
looks.
January
Made
though.
it
What are you
back to the
talking about?
Western Conference Finals, and then
Bro, we
so
just
17 and 4 in the
just
last.
seen. Listen, and I'm one of those guys that said I think the Warriors
Wait,
or the
hold on.
Rockets could have
Repeat
beat.
The
your
only
point.
team
Repeat
better
your
than
point.
them were y'all. Goods. What the
Wait,
fuck
hold
do you
on.
mean?
Repeat your point, Goods. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I'm one of those guys that think the Warriors or the Rockets could have beaten them in a series this year. This year. And I think the Warriors would have definitely beat them if they had some semblance of half court creation from Steph if he didn't get hurt. So I have never been high on the T-Wolves. That's exactly why I said when we played them in the series, it was going to be 4 or 5 games, just strictly because I didn't believe in their half court offense,
That's
and I didn't
matchup.
believe in their
That's matchup based
best
though.
player, and I
That's
But you're
didn't know. I didn't
Bro,
believe
y'all
in their
played a
based on
boxing
matchups
window.
though.
Shut the fuck up,
yeah,
bro.
I didn't believe in their
doesn't mean
hold
anything.
on. I didn't believe in their best player because I still think he has a ways to go, and there's ways you can take him
Best
out of a
versus
series.
OKC though. That
I
doesn't
think
make any
no,
sense.
and it's the problem. I think
That's
the
matchups,
Rockets,
bro. What the
I
fuck are
think
you
the
talking about?
Rockets have extremely good personnel
No, you're
to go in and
Ba-
take him out of a series.
basic,
I think they do.
basically,
You're drunk.
How am
Wait,
I
hold
drunk
on,
for
hold
saying
on,
that? What are you talking
Let me
about?
wait a minute. Here, hold on. I'm in a public place, so I can't like rant. Goods. The reason why Ant struggled versus OKC was because they had a combination of tier 1 like rim protection and POA defense. The
And they
Rockets
ran a
don't have
fucking
that level
box
of
and
rim protection.
one at times. What the
Like
fuck?
what?
Wait, why are you acting like Sengun wasn't really good defensively? He was extremely good.
Against Ant at
Against
the
the Warriors,
rim?
he was
You can play
extremely
good
good.
defense against non-finishers. Who's gonna finish in the basket on the Warriors, bro?
Nigga, Ant couldn't finish over
Bro,
fucking
you're
Kayvon
looking
Looney.
at
What are
it,
you
bro.
talking
Look at it
about?
like this. We got J Mac attacking closer on Shingun. 6'10, 6'11 wing. You got Ant-Man going downhill. Julius Randle downhill. Randle is the same size as Shingun. They're relatively the same height. I think Randle might be taller. Like, bro, this nigga, bro, Warriors are small ball, bro. They're not
Bro,
getting to the Baja.
you realize
Their
Sengun is not the
defense look
only
good because they not getting downhill. Who's getting downhill?
you realize Sengun is not the only rim protection they have, right?
Bro, come on, bro. Yo, you just
basically.
brought up Shingun's defense.
Hey, hold on, Goods. Hold on, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you, Goods. I think I think you've been doing this like all playoffs, so this is not anything wrong. You're watching OKC all the time. I think you're looking so like crystal clearly at like him or these matchups versus your team because you don't you have like an all-time great defense, but I'm saying I want you to like take yourself out of that. Anthony Edwards through his whole playoff career has been a basically 28 points per game scorer on like +7 relative efficiency versus everybody. And I think that was his worst series by far because they had the specific kind of personnel to make him the over-the-top shooter passer that he wasn't able to be on a consistent basis, was showing hands constantly and shutting off driving lanes. The Rockets, bona fide, don't have that because they're not big enough, number one, to do it. Because even around the rim, if you're talking about Steven Adams or Şengün or Amin Thompson has struggled in certain matchups, and I think that they wouldn't just be like a 1v1 at the top of the key, and beat him off the dribble type thing, which he can, mind you. But like, it's the fact that they would have Randall, they would have Rudy defensively. Rudy, and just to be clear, they would have the best interior defense in that series with Rudy Gobert and with the rest of the correlation of the roster. And then you have Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo. Now, what I'm saying to you is, I think the Wolves are clearly better than the Rockets right now. I think they're also better than the Kevin Durant portion. But to your point, they're going to have to blow their team up a little bit too. Like if they don't have, Mike Conley, Naz Reid, or Dante DiVincenzo, or one of those players, they're going to be a worse team. And again, this is also me. You know how I feel about Julius Randle. I don't think he's that great of a player, but he had a really great year, and I got to give him credit for what he did do. And he was a better, again, out of the post scorer, out of the post playmaker, and really just a better scorer than Alperen Şengün was this year. So for me, it's like functionality. I really think Alpi would struggle like a madman in that series. And maybe you think differently. I just think that would be a really tough matchup for him to deal with the level of physicality that the Wolves have, plus the rim protection behind Julius Randle if they decided they wanted to play, the roaming style basketball in that series. Jalen Green would have nothing for him. I think that'd be a terrible series for him. Then you go to Torrey Eason, Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. Now you add Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is a stationary scorer. Like, he doesn't do a lot of the things that you need to be able to do, I think, to break down defenses. And that's why I'm saying to you, Goods, I still don't think that Rockets team would be better than at least 3 teams. And then now, Goods, let me ask you this, Goods, directly, Goods. The Kawhi Leonard Clippers, remember, they were like, I don't remember the record between. I think they were like 23 and I don't want to lie. I think they last 34 games. I want to say they had the number 1 and number 2 net rating in the sport. Yeah,
it was like 23 and 9.
Right. Like so even that matchup, bro. If Kevin Durant play versus that Clippers team with that Rockets team, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The Clippers got them out of there too, dog. Because I'm not talking about the October Clippers. I'm talking about the Clippers that were healthy, that were fully engaged, that were the team.
The Clippers is a team I could get with.
Sure.
That's a team I could get with.
Okay.
Because they have
fair.
2 legit creators, bro. Like,
sure.
I don't know. I'm not going to gas this Wolves team like how you guys are gassing them because I just don't see what you guys see in them. Like, I really don't see it. It's really Ant creating everything. Mike Conley doing some
respect Julius
creation.
Randle playmaking, dog. I'm tired of you disrespecting that man.
Bro, Julius Randle is not, bro. I just don't. I don't know. What
you just don't like the nigga, dog.
I don't know.
That's it. That's all it is.
Like,
you don't like him.
Not good to me. He's not good
right,
to me, bro.
right. But you're wrong, and that's okay.
How am I wrong for that?
Well,
nigga, did you watch him fucking play in the playoffs?
But good, that's what I'm saying. There's a reality and perception.
What's fucking cooking? What the fuck?
It's not what reality was last year. Julius was legitimately a really good player out of the post and a 3-point shooter, and he's a better jump shooter than Şengün is. Like literally, Şengün is a better defender. I'm like an anchor defender. I'll give you that. But offensively, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. This last year, it was clearly Julius Randle, bro. Clearly Julius Randle.
Dog, did you watch Julius Randle in the playoffs, my boy? And you still don't fuck with him?
So,
well, he was terrible.
Nah, I don't fuck with that. Like, I just don't fuck with him. I think the Warriors matchup,
his splits for the playoffs: 50% shooting from the floor, 38.5 from 3, and 88% from the free throw line. He's almost 50, 40, like fucking 90 for the playoffs for a 15-game run.
And like I said, I think that Warriors matchup benefited him because Draymond has always struggled with bigger.
Yeah, you just ain't bringing up the Lakers at all. That's crazy.
Nigga, you 50, 40, 90. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Averaging 20 a game. What the fuck?
Draymond has always struggled with bigger creators like that.
Oh my God.
He even said it himself. The Warriors are a really small team, and you got to think of like the pressure that you get, like that gets off of you once you know that Steph Curry is not going to be on the fucking court and that you have to perform.
Okay,
then
what about the Lakers series then?
The Lakers series when he averaged.
He outplayed LeBron in the series.
Then the Lakers series.
Who would have thought that?
Congrats. He played extremely well during the Lakers series. I'm not one to gas the Lakers defense.
Oh, he played good in all but 2 fucking games. He had 2 bad games the entire playoffs. OKC, he didn't play well, but what the fuck?
I've never been the one to gas the Lakers defense whatsoever.
Wait, but hold on. But good. You realize how this is why I'm saying you can't have this perspective. And the reason why I'm saying it, versus certain matchups, if he didn't have half the series that he played versus the Thunder was really bad. Hey, but bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not one player, in the NBA, not one player that would play every game good versus that OKC defense. Not one, including your favorite player and including what we agree is the best player in the world. So I think holding Julius to a standard that nobody else would be able to meet, nobody. Literally no one in the history of the 2020s, say maybe some iterations of 23 Jokic, 22 Finals Steph, 21 Giannis, at their complete apex, would have a great game versus them every single time. Julius, though, I would still say, had 2 really productive games in that series. Do you disagree with that, Goods? At least 2. Remember, it was game 3. It was game 3, and might have been game 1. Was it game 1 where he had to?
Hold on. You talking about OKC against OKC?
Yeah. What game was
that? All right. Hold on. Real quick. He had 28, 8, and 4.
Hold on.
It was game 1 of the first half and game 3.
Nigga, would you take Julius on the Denver Nuggets? Would you want Julius on the Denver Nuggets? Yes or no?
Over Michael Porter Jr.? Yes. What you talking about? They would have won. Yeah, it'd be over.
Nah, over Aaron Gordon, bro.
No, Aaron Gordon
he know
had
that. He being
but
silly,
Aaron,
but he know that.
Oh no, hold
You
on,
know
but
who I'm
Aaron,
talking about.
no, but again, this is what I also said. Like, and OG, you've been down there obviously falling
I
asleep
just got
in
in
your
there,
nap chair.
nigga. Don't need you tell me what I heard. Just go ahead and repeat what you gonna say.
So what I'm saying is we were talking about the matchup stuff. Like, that's what we started the conversation with about Julius. But OG, you know this in goods. I don't have to ask you. You know, Aaron Gordon has a different kind of utility fit next to Jokic than Aaron Gordon would in other situations. Do you agree with that, Goods?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aaron, like, playing with the Lakers or playing with, like, somebody, he just wouldn't have the same kind of impact because his skill set specifically as, like, an off-ball three-point shooter now, a vertical player, a tween defender, like guarding 1 to 5, especially in the second units at the 5, being able to be a pick-and-roll 4-5 player, pick-and-roll ball handler, or running the horn set, setting backside screens for AG, the flare-outs, the pop-outs. Julius doesn't do that stuff. Like, that's AG. AG does that stuff. So, no, I would not take him in Denver because player for player, while I think Julius is a better NBA player, like, you know, he's a better scorer and, you know, he can be a reliable second option and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't have the same kind of playoff versatility and futility that you need, I think, playing next to a player like Jokic and Murray and Porter and all them. So that's why I'm saying this.
Where's the perfect fit at for Julius?
Hello? Did I cut out?
He probably got a call or something.
No, well, let me ask y'all this.
Brother.
Don't you think he was and you've been trying to ask a question for a minute. Go ahead real quick, bro.
Hmm?
You've been trying to ask a question for like a hot minute.
I mean, I kind of forgot it already. To be
No,
honest.
it's all good, bro. I know. Yeah. But look, I think Julius was great with the Wolves this year, y'all. That's why I'm saying, like, he had a great season. Like, do we not agree objectively he just had a really good NBA season?
Julius?
Bro, he definitely did, bro.
So Ted, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we're like,
Bro. When niggas don't like people
He had
in
a
here,
solid season.
nothing positive come out of niggas, bro. When niggas don't like certain people in here, bro, you gotta go over it, bro. He had a good season. He had a good season. He had a good season. He had a good postseason run, bro.
Solid
but
season.
good,
I'm
a
about to say
solid.
good.
But hold on. Well, hold on. Okay, good.
Who you
Come
talking
on,
about? I ain't coming here and say I ain't shit on Julius, nigga. I'm talking about relative
No,
to
not
what
you.
niggas
I'm
was
talking
saying
about
to Sengun.
good.
I'm talking about relative to what niggas was saying about Sengun. So I'm not talking. I ain't coming here hating on the nigga.
Yeah.
I don't know the nigga. Shit, I don't give a fuck about the nigga.
Okay, hold on. So what I said was when he came back from his injury, so after the injury and then into the playoff, that we were comparing him and Sengun. I think Sengun, you could argue, was a better anchor defender given his role in the situation he was in. But Randall was a better playmaker, better passer out of the post, better post scorer, and better jump shooter than Sengun was in the regular season after he came back from the injury and into the playoffs. And that's where we started getting into, like, the conversation. Because the conversation started about where Kevin Durant should go. I've already said I don't think he should go to Houston. I think he should go to the Spurs. That's my opinion.
I hope the nigga
situation.
don't come on to my team because I don't want one of you niggas rooting for my team. I don't want none of you niggas bring that old negative ass shit on my team. So I hope the nigga go somewhere else.
What, like player
I hope
stands,
the nigga go somewhere else. That's what I hope. But
like
I was
player
saying,
stands you talking about?
Yeah, all that player stand shit. That's why I hope the nigga go somewhere else so we don't have to worry about all that old bullshit ass shit anyway. But anyway,
Jalen Green got player stands right now. West is one of them.
But anyway, like I was saying, y'all talking about
he cut out again, didn't he?
Yeah.
He cut out.
Yeah, man. Look, that's AARP calling him, trying to renew his bonuses right now. You don't hear getting mad at us. No, but good. Why you like that, bro?
Nigga, boy, you know what?
Mama like what?
But you can't give Julius Randle credit for having, like, maybe his third best season of his career.
I mean, I told you, like,
you said solid, bro. That's
he doesn't like him, bro. Like, it's just simple, gang. Like, it's simple. He doesn't like him, and that's cool, bro. He don't have to like him.
Never been fonder, and he showed me why I ain't like him.
Exactly.
Wait, but good.
It's cool, bro.
When did he show you that versus OKC, dog?
Bro, it's not even just his offense that was bad. Defensively, he was awful. He got
versus OKC, dog.
Did I not just say defensively he was awful? That's the thing, bro. I'm not talking about him performing offensively. Defensively, he was absolutely shit.
I said he just said the Rockets and the Heat are the more realistic options right now than the Spurs.
Goods, they saw the same thing you said. They saw the same thing you saw, Goods. Niggas just in here with that bullshit. They don't want to say. And the niggas just saw it. And the niggas just saw it.
I seen him get beat.
What are you talking about?
I seen him get beat on so many backdoor cuts in that series. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, Şengün is not. No, hold on. Randall is a poor off-ball defender, though. Like, no, but who's disagreeing with you though? He's not a good off-ball defender.
Bro, you saying like? Do you think you hitting on something? You're saying shit people already know.
Okay, nigga, and Swiper brought up the point to say that offensively nobody performs well against us consistently. I brought up his defense to say that the nigga didn't play good overall.
But he's not a.
But that's never who he was. That's never who he was, though.
Yeah, I think that's a real criticism.
What is that saying to me? Like we having a Şengün and Randall.
Oh, y'all talking about Şengün? I thought y'all were talking about OKC.
No, we were, but the point.
We were talking about Şengün.
The point was Kevin Durant's fit. Yeah, Kevin Durant's fit, and I said that he would play. It would be better next to the Wolves, and then he brought up when we were arguing with Şengün, Randall. But hold on, what did Şengün do in the playoff that defensively that you thought would, well, even offensively good? It's like where did he shoot well from?
Did you watch the games, nigga?
Bro, I'm not.
Yes, what I'm talking.
Bro, we
get out the motherfucking box scores, nigga. Get out the motherfucking stat website, nigga.
No.
But that's a question, though.
Get off of anything. We did the same thing to Randall just now.
Yeah,
OG, I don't care about. Did you watch the stay out of it. I don't care, y'all. I don't care about OG huffing and puffing about his players. Nobody cares. Yeah, whatever, bro. Go back down to the comment section then, bro.
Anybody can go to the conversation and try to tell a bitch ass.
We were having a whole conversation about Julius Randle and his deficiencies and what he doesn't do well. But here come OG wanting to protect Şengün like he doesn't get held can't get held accountable. Like
you be killing Gobert though.
Yeah, exactly. Look, hold on. Drop him.
You drop him, nigga.
He about to find yourself in a world of trouble, bro. Relax.
You, nigga.
Listen, what I'm saying is that Randall is being called to the carpet, and Ted is just saying if you don't like him, you don't like him. Even though, and Ted, being a Randall guy, is still letting us talk Randall. Here you come off the mic, clapping and twerking for Alperen Şengün because he can't shoot from the rim, from the midi, or from three. But now it's stats. We can't do the same thing. We do the same thing to everybody else around the league. You got to talk about their numbers, what they do, what they don't do. Here come OG, wanting to protect Alperen Şengün. We just got done flaming Jalen Green. Where was he then? Nowhere to be seen. We just got done talking about.
I wasn't here, nigga.
Now leave again. Now leave again.
Now leave again. Where I was at.
Now leave again. Go eat some empanadas. Go eat some empanadas or some tortillas or something.
That felt mad racist with the empanadas. Like, come on.
No, because he know why. He know where that's coming from. Relax. You're not a part of that, so he know where that's coming from. So what I'm saying is, I don't think it's fair to say that he would fit better. Good, are you still here, or did he kick you out? Good, did he leave?
Here, bro. I'm right here.
All right, bro. Goodness gracious, man. God, leave, bro. This man about to have a whole, middle-aged man, bro. I tell you, dog. Look, what I'm saying is that in this situation, good, I would rather have KD next to Randall and next to that offense and defense than I would rather the Rockets.
Next to Randall, whatever.
And we don't give a fuck what you think. And we don't give a fuck which one you prefer. How about that? We don't care what you prefer, nigga. Nigga, everybody, nigga. Nobody in this motherfucker. And now Rockets fan either, nigga.
What?
Nobody gives a fuck which one you prefer.
And guess what, OG? Somebody asked me a question.
Which one? Hey, what does Swiper think? What does Swiper think KD should go? Nobody gives a fuck.
Somebody literally just asked me.
Ain't nobody checking with you first.
They literally just asked.
Let's go check with Swiper. Let's go see where he thinks KD should go. The fuck out of here,
Somebody just asked me. Mind you, somebody just asked me, hey, bro, did you take your nap today? You know, it's about 1 o'clock.
No, I ain't take my nap. I ain't had my coffee.
Because you are on edge for no reason.
Question, nigga.
Okay, that sounds like your problem. That sounds like your problem. That sounds like your problem. Go to the grocery store. Get you some coffee. Because you need to go relax. Go sit in the corner somewhere. Let me get your blanket for you.
If you want to be objective,
Your
be
wool
objective,
blanket.
nigga.
Goodness
All you
gracious.
niggas, all that motherfucking
How
hate
are we
based
not
on
being
what
objective?
team you niggas like.
Watch.
The fuck up,
Watch.
nigga.
Here we go.
Bitch ass
Watch.
nigga.
Watch. Here we go. Watch this. Now hold on. Now wait. Can I ask the room? May I ask the room objectively?
God,
Goods, established, whoever else is in here. Which player had a better offensive season this last year based on what they actually did on the floor? Randall or Şengün?
Probably. Bro,
Goods. 10 minutes ago, you said Şengün was way better than him. What the fuck is up with you?
Listen. I hate doing
You
this,
were
bro,
just saying, what the fuck is going on?
Listen. We know the situation.
No, it's been 10 minutes. You were telling us how much Julius Randle sucked and how much you didn't fucking
extra
like
loud,
him.
Sosa.
Hold on. We know the Rockets situation. We know the Rockets situation offensively, bro.
Right,
like we're
Now
not
he about to go
gonna
to a
sit here.
situation. Like, bro,
We're
you're
not
a
gonna sit
goofy,
here.
bro.
Nigga, what?
Bro, you're goofy, bro.
One player
Bunch
one
of
player
goofballs
is
in
playing.
here.
One player is playing with a legit.
Nigga does not stand on his
One
word at
on-
all.
Nigga don't
One
stand on
player-
shit,
At
bro.
all,
Nigga
bro. That was
nigga
whack.
legit-
That's
nigga
fucking
is
whack,
goofy,
Goods.
bro.
That's fucking whack,
One of them was
bro.
playing. One of them was playing next to Rudy Gobert as a 5, mind you, and still had a
He
better
is a
offensive
goofy,
season. What does
bro.
that mean?
Like, y'all still
Goods, you're
interchanging
unbelievable, dog.
one of
You
the
really
best
are
screeners in the
unfucking
league.
believable.
One of the best screeners in the league. Yes.
Screeners?
Yeah, Rudy
He's
Gobert.
not
Did I
even
just
a
hear
good screener.
Bro,
screening?
this nigga,
Isaiah Hartenstein
out of all of
better.
that, out of all of that you
Randall's
just
just
said,
not good to me.
bro, out of all of
Plead
that
the
you
fifth,
just
brother.
said, Swiper, out of all that you just said, Swiper, he come back and say, well, yeah,
One
one of the best
And then
one of the
guess
best
what?
screeners. But you sound like a cornball,
And
bro.
then guess what?
Like, you
You can
sound like
bench
a
that nigga.
weirdo.
And guess what? You can bench that nigga and play Nas Reed right at the 5.
Like, you sound like a weirdo, bro. Like, you
You're out of
sound so
pocket, bro.
weird, bro.
So shut that
This
shit
is
up,
crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you,
What the fuck
bro.
is you talking about? You got
Just
Nas
get
Reed
your
right
weird
on
ass on.
You crying, nigga. You crying. Shut that crying shit up, nigga.
Wait, I
I'm
don't.
so salty that your team's about to win a championship, bro. Fuck you, Goods. For real. Like,
Yeah, fuck you too, nigga.
I don't. Wait,
But
how did
see you
this?
during football
wait.
season, buddy.
Wait, hold on. How did this even get here? We were having a basic conversation about like what players.
Yo, y'all
actually do.
y'all done talking about the Kevin Durant stuff or not?
No,
Yeah, I
man,
don't know.
no.
We're not even
bro.
on it,
Where
Katie.
everything went.
I'm
I don't
trying
know
to
where
figure
this
out.
went.
Wait,
We talking about Randall.
I'm trying to figure out why these clowns are so emotional about Julius Randle. Like he did something to you, bro. Just acknowledge what he did last year. That's
But
all
they
I'm
can never
asking
keep it a
for.
beam, bro.
That don't make sense to me,
That's
bro.
not, that combo's not going anywhere though.
They didn't talk about
All
the
right,
G.
bro.
Y'all going
All
y'all talking
We
circles at this
never
point.
going.
No, y'all not going anywhere. So
Wait, but hold on. But
I mean swipe. I mean swipe.
No, yeah, for sure. But this is the problem. So you're saying that if we talk objectivity with information and numbers that he loves about Julius Randle and he doesn't want to
He
talk
don't
about
like him. It's
I know that.
personal, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with basketball.
But Ted, if we do the same thing for SGA,
Nigga, it's not personal.
and why SGA might be
It
the
don't
best
got nothing to do
scorer.
with it don't have nothing to do with
That's what I'm
basketball, though,
saying.
Swiper.
That don't make sense.
You trying to drag it, bro. It has nothing to do with basketball. He don't like Julius Randle, bro. So whatever stat. I'm not talking to your goofy ass. Whatever stat you want to throw out, whatever stat you want to throw out there, Swiper. However, basketball, whatever IQ, whatever you want to throw out there, bro. You won't come to a common ground with the nigga, bro. So you really forcing it for no reason, bro.
Damn, I ain't seen a nigga meat ride Kentucky players this much in my life, bro. You need to stand up.
What?
Good.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Something wrong with you.
Like something is genuinely wrong. Like you not there all the way.
Definitely
wrong
wrong with this nigga Good, bro. Like
nigga not all the way there, bro. There's something wrong with you, bro.
Yo, y'all going to circles.
You need to delete Twitter, bro. You're gone.
You need to stand up, bro.
You need to delete Twitter. You're gone.
You need to stand up. Stop meat riding these.
Yo. Put them both down, bro, so they can stop, bro. All right, you can share your screen, bro.
Keep it basketball, brothers.
All right, we're now gonna move forward to the game from last night, game 5, where really SGA and Jdub super duper performed and put them on. Hold on, my bad. Before I get there, because I gotta rewind back in now. If you are in here first and foremost, Make sure you all like this live stream. Again, Facts and Stats, we are fully attacking YouTube and Twitch. I'm not taking the show from YouTube to playback anymore. So if anybody wants to hear sports talks in regards to Facts and Stats or be a part of the list or whatever the case may be that we may be doing throughout the show, you must come through to the YouTube side of things. If this is your first time in here, Facts and Stats is a daily sports show Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you all subscribe and come back through. Also, the next platform that I will be attacking is Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Everett Jr. Don't think I'm going to change the name on that. That's my personal Twitch. I'm always distribute the live show to the Twitch anyway. But sometimes I'm going to just be going live on Twitch after YouTube or even before YouTube. So keep that in mind too. Make sure you all subscribe to make sure you all subscribe to my Twitch page. Some of you all already subbed yesterday. Make sure you all follow. Make sure you all follow my Twitch page, and some of you all subscribed yesterday as well. And again, the link in the description on this video to follow my Twitch page, and also make sure you all follow on Facts and Stats on all platforms at Facts and Stats_. While being in here, if any of you ever want to extend your support for the platform, you can become a member, send super chats and or super stickers at any time throughout the show. And as you see on the back end, all extended support is greatly appreciated. All links are in the description on this video: the Twitch, the Twitter, the Instagram, the TikTok, even the link to become a member, and even the link to purchase any Facts and Stats apparel on the website, which is factsandstats.us. Playback, no more shows. No more shows on playback. I'm not taking it to playback no more at 11 a.m. or I'm not taking it to playback after YouTube. YouTube and Twitch only. Playback will be utilized for watch parties still, though. NBA Finals games, NBA games next season in 4 months. WNBA games is rested this way, and even MLB games as well. That's what playback will be utilized for, unless somebody starts the room and we're having some random talks or whatever the case may be. But I'm not taking the show to playback anymore. No more. So keep that in mind. And also make sure you all join the Facts and Stats Discord. That link is on this page as well. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into Thunder versus Pacers Game 5 recap. We're going to take it to the Thunder versus Pacers Game 5 recap, where we've seen the Thunder come back home and get the win yesterday in a big game, 120-109. And you just got to think that Game 4 is obviously going to bite the Pacers in the ass. A lot of us felt this way. Last night, look, this is probably the third straight game. I'm not saying this is probably the third straight game where Jdub came out and got the team going and did what he was supposed to do going into the fourth quarter. And then even throughout the course of the game or even second half, SGA filled in his spots when needed to. SGA, who included myself and other people on Twitter, were saying about this game, his lack of being a good playmaker. I think it was Game 4, Game 3, whatever game it was. I think it was Game 3. I think it was Game 4. His lack of being a good playmaker. Last night, he put some of that to rest real quick. 31 points, 10 assists, and he made play after play after play when it came to either scoring or assisting. Jdub and SGA combined for 103 points, or they scored or assisted on 100 out of 3 of OKC, 120 points in general. That's literally insane. That's historic. That's an amazing thing for both of those guys. SGA also has 6 stocks in total. And then, like I said, Chet, while I'm Chet offensively, whether he's not getting a lot of shot attempts, granted, last night he had 15 shot attempts, but he just hasn't been that good offensively in this series, in my opinion. But they've seen the rise of Jdub. Yesterday on the show on YouTube, I said, if Indiana wants to try to win this game, I got some concerns or I got some worries. And what I mean by that is I feel like the road players for OKC are going to shoot better at home. And then they also can't go into a game again having 10 assists, only making 3 or 4 threes. Last night they made 14 threes and then also had 24 assists as a team. And Wiggins and Case and Wallace combined for 7 threes made. Case 3 for 4, Wiggins 4 for 7. And then Jdub 3 threes and then Lou Dort 3 threes. So that's what I was worried about for Indiana coming to this game, because you can't let Game 4 like that slip at home, knowing how well or how good OKC was going to play at home. And then on top of that, I also said if SGA gets his, he gets his, but they really got to try to limit Jdub. Jdub, coming into last night's game, had back-to-back games scoring 25 or more points, and then last night he topped that off with the best game of the series, and with 40 points. They said 23 out of his 40 points
best
came
game
from
of
off-ball
his
cuts.
career.
Yeah, best game of his career, 1,000%. Off-ball cuts, slashing, getting to his spots, catch and shoot shots. a lot of Jdub work yesterday came off ball, and obviously he got a couple of moments on ball, getting to the basket, finishing with his left, or sizing up Neesmith, fading away, things of that nature. Jdub is a special player, bro. Jdub is a special player. And they're taking a big commanding 3-2 series lead. And I'll speak to Game 6 probably on Thursday, but I do think they close it out in Indiana. And it's just a special team, a special bunch. And I think they did something. They did enough. I seen the stat this morning before I passed it to Goods and Established. I think they had 15. What is it? Yeah, 15 steals and 12 blocks. That's the NBA Finals record. So really, man, this team is just special, man. From the Indiana side of things, Halliburton. I'm gonna start right there with you. This is why people saying he's top 10, this and that and that. I got mad a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, whenever it was. Top 10, whatever the case may be. No top 10 player. I'm not bringing up no calf thing. I'm not bringing up no injury. Top 10 player don't play how he do. And I also felt like this was gonna be a series where he would struggle tremendously. Granted, he got a game winner in this series, but other than that, he has not been good from an offensive standpoint. I think his series high is 2021. He's not a scorer. Don't get me wrong. But if you just switch everything on him and just let him try to operate or try to score, you can limit him. I think Halliburton is best when he sees advantages or disadvantages for opposing teams or his offense. And that typically happens in 4-on-3 scenarios or fast breaks or whatever the case may be, because he's a gifted passer. He's a special passer. He can probably make any pass on the court, full court or a half court setting. But the scoring thing was going to be the biggest issue for him. I said last night, they're going to need a game from 1 of the 3 off the bench. And they got a decent game from 2 out of the 3. The 3 I'm referring to is Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, and Benedict Mathurin. TJ McConnell, 18 points in 22 minutes. He was special. He was good. But when you look at the other guys, really outside of Siakam, bro, and obviously Neesmith having a good 3-point shooting game, the offense just wasn't really there. Siakam been Indiana's probably best player the last 2 series, probably majority of this postseason run, to be honest. So I'm going to give Siakam credit. But other than that, OKC, great win, 120-109. Thankfully, I got like 6-7 people up here that also want to talk about the game. So I'm going to pass it to OKC fans first and then hear other people's thoughts on the game.
You want to go or you want me to go good? You want me to go? You want to go as good?
Establish, you can go first.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think so. Coming into Game 5, right? I feel like we hadn't really seen the Thunder defense that we're all kind of used to up until this point. So seeing that first half, where they were constantly turning the ball over, and even in the second quarter, not even really letting them get inside the 3-point arc at all. That was really nice to see. I want to shout out Jdub for having a big game, of course. I think that I mentioned it a couple of days ago that I like it when he attacks the paint first, gets going into the paint, then he starts moving out to get to his midi and get to his 3-point shot. And I think that was on full display last night. And I'm really proud of the growth that we've seen even in the playoffs. I mean, pre-Game 6 of Denver, I think there was just a lot of questions on how he was going to show up for the rest of the offs. Was he going to be that number 2 or whatever, the other conversation that we're having. I think last night was just really eye-opening to a lot of people, just how good a lot of Thunder fans really believe that Jdub is. I also want to credit, I think I mentioned this earlier, I think Player of the Day or whatever. I want to credit Lou Dort. I feel like he's not really getting the love that obviously the star players are, but you watch, I feel like if you watching the games, like the defense that he's playing on Halliburton, switching on the Nembhard, then switching on the Siakam, and I think the timely run quelling threes, like even in the third quarter last night when you felt the pace was coming back into the game, him hitting that three ball in the corner to extend it to, I think it was like 6 or 7 points, was huge. And I think he gets a stop on the other end that led to another score. Shout out to him. I think, like I said, I think he's shooting 58% from 3, which is insane to me. I know that he shot 40% in the regular season, but just seeing him show up has been really nice. And then, of course, I want to credit Chet. He wasn't really that good offensively last night, but what he's doing on the defensive end, deterring people at the basket, really really switching on to Miles Turner, not allowing Miles Turner to get off. It's just been nice to really see. And then, of course, Shea. I know Shea. If we go to Shea, he had a good game too. I think it was kind of overshadowed by the 40 points that Jdub had. But in the press conference for Game 4, he talked about how he wanted to get more people involved, and him having the 10 assists was really nice. The driving kicks to people like Aaron Wiggins, Kaysen, Lou Dort. Even I think he assisted a couple of J-Dub's buckets, if I remember correctly. That was really nice to see. And yeah, man, I'm just excited, man. We're one win away from the finals. I mean, one win away from winning the finals. I think we take care of business Thursday. So yeah, I'm excited. There was really, really, really good game. Yeah, that's all I got on this though. Goods can
That's
take it from there.
that's real good, my brother. Um, you said a lot of what I was gonna say. I was gonna credit Lou. I tweeted out last night. He's not even getting talked about, but he's been amazing on both sides of the ball. And earlier in the playoffs, his 3-point shot was just completely off. So, what better time for it to regress back to the mean than right now in the finals? So shout out to Lou, bro. He's been doing a great job on Hallie off ball and on ball, not letting him get anywhere in like the paint whatsoever. Um, and when he's gotten those switches to even guys like Miles Turner, he's being aggressive. He's just been amazing overall. So shout out to Lou. Um, Shay and Dub, bro. Like Dub was amazing, and I feel like he turned this series around because I think the first two-ish games he didn't play that well, but that was because he wasn't playing with as much physicality as he is now. He's playing like he's 6'6" with a 7'2", 7'3" wingspan now. Finally, getting downhill, forcing the issue, um, and getting to the free throw line as a result of it. And that's all I wanted to see out of him. We already know he's an amazing defender, but if he could be this consistent at creating, getting downhill, it this, bro, the sky's the limit for this nigga. He's only 24 years old, 23, 24 years old. Um, but he showed me a lot in these past few games, not even the past few games, like the playoffs as a whole, because Memphis series, he was amazing. Nugget series, he wasn't that great, but there was some games, like pivotal games, that he showed up. Um, Showed me in the Wolves series, extremely good series from him, and now he's performing at the highest level, bro. So shout out to my dog Jdub. Now y'all see why I don't want to trade him for KD, but yeah. Chet, last night wasn't his greatest game offensively, but we wouldn't be anywhere in this series if it wasn't for his defense. He's been all over the place defensively, switching, edging, um, at the rim, blocking shots, like just being that deterrent he is. Like he's been the best
My bad.
defender. He's been the best
Bless
defender
you.
in the NBA for back-to-back seasons in the playoffs.
Wait.
So I just want to shout out Chet because he's just amazing, and he's not gonna get that credit he deserves because of a lot of counting stats. But boy, that his defense has been tremendous. I need him to finish those shots at the rim though, but he has been getting mauled and beat up. But that's what the playoffs is for, bro. Like, got to man up, got to finish it. Fuck the refs. You got to force the issue. Um, and Shea last night, really, really good game. He was more of a distributor than a scorer, but it's so crazy that the nigga just ends up with 30 every single time. I think he tied Wilt for most like 30-point games in a row at home or some shit like that in the playoffs. And that's just that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous stat. And you know, every time you tie Wilt in something, you know it's crazy. So shout out to Shea. This is one of the best playoffs from a guard we've ever seen, from a player we've ever seen. He gets all the credit in the world, bro. Now it's just time to finish it off, bro. Like, it's been a long ass road. But we here now, bro. We up 3-2. Shout out to Caruso too as well. He didn't have the best offensive game, but he's just everywhere on the court. And when he dove for that ball, that just shows you the championship mentality that this squad has as a whole. And they came out yesterday, and when the Pacers dwindled that lead down to 2 in the fourth quarter, a lot of people would have thought we would have just gave up the lead. But nah, they showed, nah, we're old now, we're grown. This not happening in our house. Went on a 21, I think, to 8 run or some crazy shit like that, which was spearheaded a lot by Shea, getting those steals and those blocks he was getting, because he was amazing last night defensively. He's been amazing in this series defensively as a whole. But, you know, niggas are going to bring up a few plays by TJ McConnell and Pascal Siakam making a shot or getting by him 1 or 2 times during the game to discredit his defense. But, you know, that's just how shit goes. That's what people do to discredit all-time great players when they're seeing what they're watching on a daily basis. But, yeah, bro, just shout out to the team, bro. Great win. Just close it out on Thursday. I don't want to see no Game 7.
No
Close
funny.
this shit out.
No
Close this shit
funny.
out. Fuck that. I don't want to win in no OKC.
No
Fuck that.
funny.
Let's just get this shit done, bro. Tired of these niggas, especially.
And I want to say one thing. It's a lot of bogus floating on Twitter right now, man. SGA the Finals MVP.
Yeah,
like, I
you don't even need to say that, bro. You really don't even need to say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro,
there's no
that's
arguing, bro.
unquestionable.
You didn't need to say it.
There's
Bro.
last 3 is looking a
not a
little
question.
enticing.
It's not a
bro,
question,
no, it's,
bro.
bro,
Not a
shut
question.
up, bro.
It's not a
It's
question.
literally not, bro. Like, listen, and Jdub is my guy. He's been hooping, but come on, bro. Like, let's be
Bro,
serious here.
they was
But
telling
honestly,
me, he was in Austin Reeves talk with me, and he was fighting for this nigga.
Bro,
Like, think about
but at the end of the day,
No,
I
no,
don't.
no.
Even,
He was
I
never
don't.
in
I
Austin
don't
Reeves
care
talk.
if
Don't let
Casey.
niggas.
bro,
I
I'm
don't care,
saying they
bro.
put him. No, I'm saying what they was. Bro, you know what I'm trying to say.
Nah,
bro.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Trust.
Bro, I don't care if Casey Wallace gets Finals MVP, brother. As long as I win, bro.
Man, let me say something real quick. This is a
Get the
Pacers
job
side
done,
of it.
bro.
I appreciate you, Captain.
What's up with Nemhard sloppy turnovers? Bro,
You said what?
I feel like every game Nemhard is costing them with these turnovers. Like these just lazy
The ball pressure, bro.
Bro,
Yeah, it's a ball
it's a
pressure.
reversal. He gets the ball. He's trying to make a little quick skip, skip
No,
pass.
that's the thing, Tween. Only Hallie can really feed Siakam in this lineup. They don't have any actual point guard, bro.
Yeah, it's looking bad. Like, bro,
He's
Hallie has
also
to step
looking
the
off
fuck up,
wide open
otherwise
three.
they're
even the steal Kason Wallace got when he was denying Hallie and Nemhard try to reverse it back to him. So he tried to fake the back door, which he thought the back door was open, and then he overthrew it, and Wallace gets a dunk. It's just like the ball pressure on OKC where you got all these type small players, like, bro.
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. At some point, bro, Rick has to play Siakam more, bro. Like, you can't just be subbing.
Nah, he might have to go 48, bro.
That's what you should be doing if you actually want
I don't
to
know
win the race.
why. I get TJ McConnell's playing well, and they want to throw in Obi Toppin, and they want to play like
them together.
guys.
Then Turner's not playing well enough either to get all these.
Yeah, I think they gotta they gotta cut the minutes down to their quote unquote starters. Like, you feel me? If Neesmith isn't really producing,
and I swear, I better not see a single Ben Shepherd minute ever again. I'm tired of seeing this motherfucker play, bro.
You know those people gotta play those.
They have to.
No, they don't.
Yes,
they don't. You play Siakam 48 minutes, bro.
The starters, brother.
Play Siakam 48 minutes, bro.
Ben Shepherd has to play because of the way that the Pacers play as a team. They pressure full court all game. And that they're liable to foul you all the time. Nemhard is going to foul you. Neesmith is going to foul you. That's just how they play, bro. So Ben Shepherd is going to see minutes regardless. That's just how it's going to be. They're not going to change their philosophy.
It don't got nothing to do with fouling though. If you just said it, if you're playing 94 feet the whole damn game, bro,
you
get
tired.
You get gas, bro. That's why other niggas play.
And I wish he was gassing it, but it's literally
Bro,
all
48.
game.
But I seen some of these old legends do that, like Bron and
Bro,
James.
They're
Yeah,
not,
think
facts.
but
about
they're
who you
All I'm
not,
just
saying
they're
said,
is,
and
not,
I
then you're
used
But
to
it's
saying
they're
the
got
not
same
it's
thing.
guarding people
seven.
94 feet,
Bro,
bro, and
not
having
You
to
guarding.
gotta
run all
do
around
what
the
you gotta
court.
do. It's an
Bro,
elimination
y'all
game,
sound,
bro.
y'all
We ain't
Bro,
sound
trying to
I
hear
slow,
get
that.
bro.
that, but no,
you're
listen.
We ain't
Every
trying
time
to
saying
hear
Siakam
that.
comes off the
That's
floor,
we
they're
not trying
not
to
that
hear
ball
that,
full
bro.
goes on
court
the run.
pressing
Respectfully.
That's what
all
I'm
You go out
saying.
game,
there and
bro.
do it.
Twin, you know how hard that is to pressure a nigga 94 feet,
Bro,
then
they
Like,
go
not
what?
get
Like,
they
niggas
not
ain't
half court,
saying
set half
anything,
court
bro.
is
defense,
Pascal the one
then
doing that? Is Hallie the one
then
doing
go
that?
back, then go back and drop 25.
Bro,
Is
Siakam is not
answer
playing
the question
48
good.
minutes, bro. Who do you think
If
Siakam
Answer
you
the
is? He's not
question
playing
good.
48 minutes.
Who's the one pressuring and
Like y'all think
denying
they can
full
just wake
court?
up and play 48 minutes?
Bro, can we get one question at a
The
time?
person that's doing it is
Can
Nimhard,
we
bro.
continue
But
So
talk
like,
about
then
the
he
game?
he
How
wasn't
about
the
that,
guy
but
that
King?
I was saying
it
Can we
played
still
continue talk
doesn't
about
48.
the
matter because
game?
they're all still
Established.
pressing ball.
Thank
Bro,
you.
it's
Just answer
not
the
just
question.
Nimhart. It's
That's what I'm
Nimhart.
saying.
It's
That's what I'm
Neesmith.
saying.
It's
That's
Ben
not the guy that I
Shepherd.
was
It's
naming.
That's what I'm
TJ
saying, Tez. It's
McConnell.
not
That's
just
not the
Like,
guy
No,
I
do
bro,
was
what?
anybody
Like,
else
what
want
naming.
to
y'all?
talk about the
TJ
game
McConnell
versus we
can't
talk
defend
about minutes?
anyways.
Like
All he can do is
Yeah.
we're
foul.
not
Think about the
playing
game.
48 minutes, bro.
Y'all need to be sounding
What's up,
stupid,
King?
bro.
Bro,
What's up, man?
Pascal got, bro, it's a closeout game. 44. We
What did
We
I
don't even need
miss?
48, bro.
What's
We
up,
just need
Joe?
Bro,
40.
What's
How
I
the
up,
don't get
fuck
Joe?
is he
why
getting
Tween
33
think
minutes?
it,
How are you
bro.
subbing him out
Tween
every
think
single
this shit
time? And then
2K,
OKC
nigga.
goes on a fucking stupid run.
Like, nigga think he playing a fucking my player, bro.
What's up, Joe?
Gonna be
What's up, Joe?
stupid,
Taz,
bro.
Taz, Taz. What did I miss? What are you talking about?
nothing, bro.
Bro,
It's
What's
not
nothing,
on
even worth
Joe,
bro.
bro?
going
What's
back
on Joe,
to.
bro? What's on Joe? What's on Joe?
Yeah,
Joe, what you
yeah.
on,
So
bro?
Going back to.
I was saying I think ending a game three, this kind of scary because you kind of looking at Jdub as the primary ball handler. Like he literally had the best game of his career in the biggest game in franchise history. To me, that's the most impressive thing out of all. Like the pressure was there and he responded, but I think at the end of game three, we kind of figured them out in the sense of like where Mark kind of saw, okay, I got need J-Dub to get the ball in order for SGA, since he was being pressured by Naismith and Nimhard and all these guys to, and we saw him getting wear down. He realized like, this two-man game, it works. Naismith is a cone. Like when you look at it, these guys are taking him every single time on the clear out when they're playing this two-man game, and they figured that out at the end of the third game. That attack them. They're gonna be successful because they're athletes. They're gonna pressure you, but at a certain point, they're gonna get tired when they're gonna guard you. And you have so much creativity, especially a guy like SGA now that is able to play off the ball and get to his spot even faster and do something out of nothing, draw the foul, finish at the rim, whatever the case may be. Then you got the defense now when you have J-Dub that is clearly, like everybody has spoke about in the other spaces and in the other episodes, in the sense of he's the best distributor offensively. So now you have him attacking downhill every single time using that length that he has at the rim, and then finishing off and dominating every single time now. And now you have the shooters outside, opens opportunities for Lou. That's shooting crazy efficiency. Then you got Case and Wallace that finally hit a three this series, because this was the game five. This was the first game that he hit a three this whole series. He was like 0 for 6 or some shit like that. And this was the first game he hit like 4 threes this game. Aaron Wiggins came and obviously contributed. Caruso showed up with the defense. But my problem is we're inconsistent. Even when we was up 14, I kind of still felt a little bit shaky because I'm like, damn, our defense is getting turnovers, but we still not applying that pressure that we're supposed to be applying, in the sense of making shots that we're supposed to be making, or just being sloppy with the ball, and the Pacers being so physical and aware that they drew a couple turnovers after turnovers that we drew from them. So I felt like the timeouts that we took were very pivotal, because you saw that Mark in a 50-second or in a minute 30, he was changing the lineups, bringing in a Caruso, subbing out a Hartstein. The double big lineup has been very effective in the sense of it creates that pressure down low, and it makes it harder for these guys to attack at a consistent level. If for the Pacer size, Halliburton only has two moves. Everybody kind of knows that at this point, especially now with a bad leg. I get it. He has a bad leg, bad calf, and I'm not even speaking as a hater. I like Halliburton. There was previous years where I've been speak high of him, and everybody told me that he wasn't that when I was speaking about that shit a couple years ago. But nevertheless, though, the point is, even though he was hurt, it's like, bro, you're walking, you're playing. It's not like you're limping on the fucking floor. but you're not doing anything else. You're not attacking downhill. I get it. Maybe you can't push the pace, but bro, like you didn't attempt a shot. You didn't try to foul bait. You didn't do anything. Like you're in the NBA. Like where's your creativity, dude? Like where's you trying to like at least attack? And also to the Pacers side, like TJ McConnell was dominating because he's that little bitch ass white dude that fucking that rattles you. He plays pressure all the fucking time. He gets his spots. He's a good shooter, and he's tough. He's fucking tough. That's the guy that is very hard for us to, I don't know why, cover. And then Siakam as well too. Obviously, it's always a mismatch, however the sense may be, because he's able to get to his positioning and his spot. But nevertheless, the key to winning game six is being consistent with the defense. We can't be sporadical. We can't be inconsistent with the defense that we finally showed up in that fourth quarter when they were brought it down to and everybody locked in. We got 4 stops and we applied the pressure and made them rattle because Nimhard is not a person that he's gonna consistently be a playmaker. He's not going to be consistently a playmaker outside of Halliburton. Like that's not happening consistently, and you're not gonna. And he's already tired because he's pressuring and has to guard one of the most creative shot offensive makers in the league, in the MVP. Come on now, like I don't know why we kept playing with these niggas. That we should have been wrapped this shit up in 5. Game 1, we folded insanely. And we should dominate in the mentality of coming in. I'm not scared. Even if we're in the Pacers' home and we're down like 15 or whatever the case may be, I'm still betting us winning because I've seen us come back 20 plus this playoffs and us able to come back and withstand teams from consistently applying pressure to us.
Can I ask you a question, Ev? Like no agenda stuff?
Yeah, it was good.
Ev, you there? I was just wondering because I was seeing this on the time. I was just seeing this on the timeline, and I was just curious to see how you would feel.
Hold on, y'all notice how Tween dropped from the stage, bro. I promise you, when niggas can't push agendas or just say some dumb stuff, they get mad,
yeah.
Bro, he get mad, bro. They just drop. Like I'm about to just start doing that, bro. When niggas pushing bullshit, I'm just muting Mike, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was
push. He didn't even want to say anything about before it's time to continue. He didn't even want to say nothing about the game. He just jumped straight to 48 minutes. Oh, but I didn't 48 minutes, 48 minutes. Like, what the hell? Like, talk about the game before you tell your bull crap, bro. What's up, Established?
I was just going to ask the stage, and I mean, anyone can answer. And like I said, I'm really not trying to push, like, any agendas or nothing. But I was just seeing it on the timeline, like, which player would you prefer, Jaylen Brown or Jdub? And I thought it was an interesting conversation, so I was wondering how you felt about that and how the stage felt.
I'm not gonna lie. For me, it's a debate now. It's a debate now.
Who Yo, Spurs, did you hear him say F?
Debate. I said Ed first, and then I said the stage or whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, all right, my fault, man. My bad, Spurs.
But I did specifically ask you.
Nah, that's what I originally heard.
Yeah,
but I mean, going forward at this moment, I think general managers, owners, whatever, they will prefer Jdub. If you ask me, obviously, a little bit younger. I think he's more versatile. Think he will continue to blossom, becoming a better player. They actually have some similarities when it comes to getting downhill and getting to the basket. Jdub was averaging 9.5 free throw attempts per game this series, and also been driving the ball a lot. Both guys are. I don't know the 3-point percentage off the top of my head right now. Both guys are good mid-range shooters. I think Jdub been showing that throughout this postseason as well. So I think, and also both guys are really good defenders as well. I think Jdub gets the nod on that side of the ball right now, though. So I think going forward, I'll prefer Jdub. But I think this series, like going into next season for me, and maybe I'm too soon or whatever, not even too soon, but I think going into next series for me, or next season, Jdub can be viewed as a star player. Like it all depends on how he performs throughout the regular season, obviously, but you don't perform like this in the finals by mistake. I'll make that very clear. You don't perform like this in the finals by mistake, or it's not a fluke. Scoring 3 straight games with 25 or more points in the biggest stage of them all, going against defensive pressure and having a rise in moments, this is not by mistake. So I think Jdub is definitely entering, being a star player in this league. And even Eli tweeted last night, in Eli's opinion, he's a top 25 player So I think, obviously it goes how next season goes and how does he, replicate next season, and whether he'll be an all-star again or whatever the case may be. I think he definitely rises to stardom this year, and I think going forward, I prefer Jdub over Jaylen Brown, but it's not a knock to Jaylen Brown. I just think that Jdub is more versatile, and I think he can handle the ball better. I think he can make better. I think he's a better defender. So, I'll probably say Jdub going forward for me.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Anybody
like you said, they are similar archetypes. So I was just curious how the stage felt about the subject. I didn't know if it was too soon or whatever.
I wish you could see the face I'm making right now.
I mean, yeah, for me, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Swipe?
You Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, for me, I think it's really just a coin flip, like that dude mentioned. It's like Cash Money mentioned. They're really similar in a lot of ways. I'd say Jdub is the better three-point shooter, funnily enough, better handler. But I still say Jaylen Brown's a slightly better defender, actually. That's a crazy take now in 2025. What? I still say that. I say Jaylen Brown's still the better perimeter defender. I think Jdub works better against, like, more stiff, more, like, stronger wings and stuff like that. Like, that's how his body builds. But anyways, in general,
when Chell was down, he played 1-5 though. Like,
let him finish. Let me
finish that point, and I'm good, bro.
Let him finish. I see what he's talking about on the perimeter, but like, it's close. JB is really good on the perimeter as well.
I'll give it to Jdub because, like Ev said, he's younger. That's literally it. If you're talking about from now on as well, like, I'm not sure Jaylen Brown's also going to have much left. How many years left? He might have like 3 or 4 years left. Like Jdub might have like 10 years. Or
Jaylen Brown got 3 or 4 years left.
He might. I don't know.
Jaylen Brown has 3 or 4 years left.
Isn't he only 28?
He's 28, but I don't.
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know if his game can last until the 40s. I don't see his game being the kind of game that can last until the 35s and stuff, though. Like, I don't think he's seeing aging well in it later on, but we'll see in it. So. That's my take on things.
Bro, what am I hearing? How they're not even similar players. Like, maybe they look similar and they're both black and long. Like they're
we're talking about play style, bro. We're talking about play style.
They're not though. They don't play the same. They like at all. Actually, they don't play the same.
Yeah, one of them, they don't play the same at all.
Yeah, one of them is a clear dribbler, creator, playmaker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One is a much better play dribbler and stuff.
One is an elite rim protector. One's an elite off-ball defender, like gap defender. Like, it's clearly Jdub. The dude he's a first-team All-Defense dude at 23 and just made third-team All-NBA, and he's like obviously has significant upside as a scorer. He just doesn't know what he's doing half the time. But obviously, it's just
no. But Swipe, I'd say defense-wise, I still prefer Jaylen Brown's because like Jdub.
I don't care about shooting guard. One of them.
I'd say shooting guard.
The reason I
want the better defender.
The reason I had asked the question, Swiper, was one because I had saw it on Twitter, but then I had also when we had discussed could OKC beat Boston, for example. A lot of people pointed to the matchup of Jaylen Brown and Jdub.
Yeah, it's a good comparison in my opinion. I'm not saying the style.
Didn't JB didn't he not show up like in those games?
Well, but I was just saying, remembering the polls and stuff that we had.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, it's a good question. I think for me, it's just more like we're kind of Jaylen, and then this is including going forward. Like, again, Jaylen Brown's a really good player. This is not a slight. It's just a clear comparison. Jaylen Brown is coming off a meniscus tear. I think it's a dumb decision. He's getting like partially scoped out, which means he's going to develop more tendonitis and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't know if like he's 28. He's 5 years older than Jdub. And Jdub I also want to be clear about this. Like right now, Jdub is in his third basketball season in the NBA. His third season. Like this is his age 23 season. And he just made third team all NBA. And he's already one of the upper tier players in the Western Conference. And he's currently outplaying Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. Like, I want people to understand. He's outplayed everybody. In the first round, he was outplaying JJJ, John Morant. In the second round, up and down. Defensively, he was elite. You can say he maybe out, whatever. Like, he's clear third best player, fourth best player in the series. And then you keep going from there. In the conference finals, he outplayed everybody but Anthony Edwards. I mean, given the context of what happened with Ant and what he had to see, he outplayed Julius Randle. And then now in the finals, he's outplaying everybody on the other end. The there's only two people who've consistently. I want to be three. I'll say 2.5. And it's not his fault. Like, it's who he's playing against. I'll say 3. There's only 3 players he's played against that have just objectively outplayed him. That's Yoke, that's SGA, and that's Anthony Edwards. All those players have something in common. Those are top 10 bona fide players.
Okay,
So
and then
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, my follow up to that, because I remember when we were discussing, I think it was like ceilings of players, right? And I remember that it was the discussion of I don't remember. I think, was it Amin Thompson goods? I'm trying to remember. I genuinely don't remember. And we were talking about ceilings for the players. And
Yep.
were you? I don't remember. Were you on the camp of Amin having the higher ceiling than him?
That's tough, man. I think a lot of Amin stuff is going to be like, how much better does he get defensively? But there's a path for Amin to be like best defender in the sport, and then there's also a path for him to be like basically, I think, around a 21-7 type of player in the next few years. And so it really just depends. Like, I think that Amin has like this crazy defensive playmaking ceiling that's like kind of one of a kind. I think Jdub is also a very good defensive playmaker, but he's much more of a traditional style great defender, which doesn't mean it's like less value. Like, he can still be a tier 1 defender. But I said Jdub, to me, it still can be like eventually a top 10 player. But again, maybe that's also showing you kind of how my brain works, how I view projection. I think both of them could eventually get there. But I mean, right now, honestly, just look at Jdub going. Like, there's something about growing through challenges in the playoffs. Like, when you get to this point and you're able to kind of have to figure out multiple defenses, and on top of that, he's benefiting by having to play next to clear top 3, top 2 player in the sport. And I think that gives you an opportunity to kind of learn how to work off of people. And then he gets a chance at the top of the second quarter. And now since the second round, at the end of the first quarter and into the third quarter and top of the fourth quarter, he gets to work the offense himself. And if you look at the numbers, the offense actually has been really good with Jdub leading the charge. But again, the offense changes in how it plays because it's not as dependent on SGA's middle of the floor shot making. But I mean, dude, Jdub has been like, that's why I didn't get the talks about him in the regular season. Like, they didn't make sense to me. I thought Goods was tripping going into the playoffs about Jdub. I just think he is clearly like, he has the chops to be like a great player in this generation. And I think he's showing all that now.
Tripping in what way, though?
You didn't think that you thought that he was going to, at times, you thought you were going to win. But there was a pathway where Jdub, I think, was not going to be an all-NBA level player in the playoffs. And I think you and I had like multiple pushbacks back and forth about what exactly he could be going into this playoff, like as a number 2 option. Now, you were high on him at times. I also think he played better in the Denver series than people give him credit for. I just think the scoring, given the kind of coverages he was seeing.
The thing about me with Jdub was always offensively. Like, he's one of the best defenders in the world. So I knew that side of the ball he was going to show up. My thing is just his secondary creation next to Shea. Is he going to consistently be there? Because we put a lot on him to be that. So that was always what I was worried about. After the Memphis series, I was a little bit more like, okay, I'm fine. I think he's gonna do what he got to do because he came out and he was insane in that Memphis series. Second round though, we saw AG did give him some trouble. He settled for a lot of middies, settled just a lot of settling that he was doing. His 3-point shot wasn't going down, and people could blame the wrist injury. People could blame this and that, but I just think AG just genuinely just gave him some issues.
Yeah, but don't you
a
think though,
guy.
Some of that is like AG is the perfect archetype for a player like Jdub. That's like he's bigger, stronger.
To guard him. Yeah, he's bigger. Yeah, he's stronger than him. So
and
like,
even Christian Brown, like
him,
they're not like Jdub isn't like objectively just bigger than Brown or him. Remember, Brown is 6'6", AG is 6'8", and both of them are like strong players. So I think they struggled in that series. Like, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I just think he's also young, bro. Like, you don't even know like what you're getting into.
That's why I said the Nuggets series was a blessing in disguise for us because it made all these guys grow up as players on both sides of the ball. So, just I appreciate that by the Nuggets because they definitely did help them grow up. You see Jdub played with way more physicality in the Wolves series. And now he's doing it in this Pacers series, and he just looks like insane on both sides
Yeah,
of the
but
ball.
when he's running in transition, y'all, I want y'all to just watch him and like when he gets on the open break and he like gets a chance to like really take off from his right leg, like even or his left, but really his right yesterday. When he runs in transition, dog, he looks like an NFL receiver. Like he's so fast, he's so big, so explosive. He doesn't even get a chance to use that all the time, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like Jdub has a next level to his game, and I think that perfectly complements SGA. I think they're going to be the best wings in the league by far, like going forward in the future. And like obviously a lot of that is, you have SGA, so it's like it's a pretty like high bar to get. I mean, but even Tatum, like I think obviously Tatum and Brown, I just think there's so much growth for both of them. And given that they're 24 and 26 years old, yeah, I mean this definitely going forward. They still have their things they struggle with every series and teams they'll struggle against, depending on scheme. But right now, like the Pacers, yeah, I just think they're in a world of trouble right now. And I think a lot of this is Hallie is just, I was hearing talks from people that he was the best player in the playoffs going into the series. And I was just like, well, I mean, yeah, wait until you kind of run into like kind of what the Western Conference is. And I just think that they're just clearly a better team. And then again, we haven't talked about Caruso at all. Like I think they're after the end of the finals, which might be Thursday, there probably needs to be a bigger discussion about Alex Caruso and just what he's meant to this team and just how good he's been. And even just like the level of pressure and the SGA steal that he had, that was Dort, but the SGA steal that he had at the top of the key that led to the run out, that was Dort. Like Dort was at the top of the key, just not giving anybody any room. And then I think like a few series later, I don't remember exactly was good. Caruso did the same thing on that stupid Nimhard pass. Like you just can't breathe with both of them on the court together, and really either one of them. So I just think that like SGA is playing, I think, especially this last game at the level of SGA. He hadn't had a good playmaking passing series in part because of how the Pacers have guarded him. And I think he really had a great game doing that yesterday. And then Jdub is, he just took a monumental leap the last three games, including yesterday. And then you're getting really good rim protection from Chet Holmgren. I mean, you got, what is it? How many players? So SGA scored 31 yesterday, 32?
32 and 10.
32.
Yeah, you get 72 points from your all NBA players in the NBA finals. Like that's what the finals are made of. Moments like that where you can look back and then Goods, 10 years from now, after OKC won his first ring, be like, man, I remember the moment it happened. Game 5, they had 72 points on the road or at home rather, and they put the game away because without Jdub playing like he did yesterday, they don't win the game. Without Jdub playing the way he did in game 4, they don't win the game. So that's what I'm saying.
100%.
This is where incremental growth happens. Jdub, if he doesn't show up and become this level of player and have the 30 ball in the last game and the 40 ball yesterday, I'm talking about performance, not necessarily points. They don't win, but I think that's the difference. It's like them finding their seam and their drive, and also Hallie falling off the face of the earth. Looking like I don't know. I can't really think of who he is right now historically. Again, he was obviously hurt, but it's just been this is the second time doing this series. I just think this just can't happen.
Thanks for allowing me to ask those questions, Dave.
Yeah, Pascal's been crazy, by the way. Pascal had another, he deserved
Bro,
better.
yeah. Listen, and another thing about this Hallie thing, like Hallie, I think he's a really good player. Now, I'm not gonna say great. I think he's a really good player, but I'm seeing like different fan bases on the TL talking about like, what if Cade was going against his defense? What if Donovan Mitchell? What if Ja Morant? Like I'm seeing different shit like that, and I just like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like guards, that shit is just not flying. Like I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. I saw Cade average like 5 turnovers against the Knicks in a playoff series. Imagine what he will average in a series against us. Like he would just not be good whatsoever. I don't think scoring wise or playmaking wise. Hallie, one of the most like probably the least turnover prone guard. Not even probably the least. Well, other than Shea, least turnover prone guard playmaking wise is
He
Hallie,
in the
and
league per relative to the passes he throws, he is by far Hallie.
Yeah,
including Shea,
so
by far. Yeah.
Hallie. So he's averaging 4 turnovers a game in this series, bro. We haven't seen some shit like that from Hallie in God knows how long. And that's because the POA defense that he is seeing constantly over and over and over. Like we're not even allowing him to get downhill, bro. So he's having to create everything at the top of the key. He's overthinking. I thought he was doing a lot of overthinking, especially when I saw he passed up the open three for a was it? I think he passed it to Miles Turner on the left wing. Like when I saw him pass that up, I was like, oh yeah, he's really overthinking in this game because we ain't even close out all the way to him. And he passed it out, and it's like, bro, if he's overthinking like that, he's over playmaking. He's trying to make too much happen. Then when he's trying to score, he's getting switched on the chat. He thinks that's a crazy mismatch, and it's just not.
Well,
Like he's getting
it
hounded,
was in
bro.
game
Like
4. It was in game 4 until they shrunk the paint, and then Chet just played up on him, and then he blocked him at the rim or whatever. Like
I don't think it was in game. Like he made 2 layups in game 4, off of the
yeah,
chat
that was
mismatch. But that
before the end of that fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, he made 2 layups, but those were difficult. Like he made one that wasn't so difficult, and one was extremely difficult. The underhand, right hand layup that he did, that was extremely difficult. And other than that, bro, it hasn't been a mismatch at all. And this is why I've been clamoring for Mark to continue to do that. Just switch it. None of that shit where you just let Hallie just get downhill repeatedly with the pick and roll. Just switch the action, bro. And he's finally doing it these last 2 games. We're seeing a lot of results. So yeah, bro. Like I just think people are getting on Hallie a little bit too much. Like comparing him to other guards and shit. Like, and I feel like a lot of guards would struggle, bro. Like that's just how it is with this offense. The only player that I told everybody that would give us an issue is Jokic. And I told everybody that, which is why I said the Nuggets would be our toughest matchup the entire playoffs. It's because of that guy. The Pacers, they just have a whole bunch of different guys that pose different problems at a time. But there was only one singular guy I thought would give us a problem. And that's because he's a big. And any other guard I thought would have like did
Hey,
this. Like they just not good.
respect Jamal Murray a couple of games there. Respect Jamal. Respect.
Please,
That's
bro.
important.
But that's been and to
Please,
add
bro.
to that, goods. That's been the point. That's been the common complaint about every guard that has faced us this run. Like everyone is just wondering. Yeah, everyone's just wondering why aren't they doing, what they're doing. I know Miles is talking about. I was going to say I know Miles is talking about job, but I mean,
oh my god, bro! Like, be serious here, dude. Ja was not going to be on shit against us, gang. Like,
main thing is
please
Ja
stop.
can't carry them the entire team by themselves. Like Ja didn't have any help either. So like that T-Rex, yeah, he's overrated.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hey, good. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you,
Bro, first off, you a bum. Number one, that's the first thing.
Facts.
Two. I'm gonna say because everybody was talking about if OKC don't win the title this year, which they shouldn't have. By the way, should have been out in the second round. They're gonna get Giannis or something like that, bro. You just wait, Goods. That until that number 30, bro. Number 30 gonna come back, bro. He gonna get traded to the Mile High,
30.
bro. It's about to be over, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. As soon as
please
they
be
get there,
serious,
man,
bro.
it's a wrap.
Who's
Bro.
number 30?
The Warriors.
It's
he
a
think
wrap.
he's
He
Curry.
thinks Steph is going to the Warriors, bro. That's just never happening, bro. Like,
Steph to the Nuggets? Are you wilding
I mean,
right
the
now,
Nuggets,
Swiper?
the Nuggets. Yeah, the
Swiper, are you
Nuggets, not the
smoking
Warriors,
cracks
the
on?
Nuggets.
Nah, man, I got
That's like saying the
insider.
Broncos will win the Super Bowl. It just doesn't exist, bro. There's no reality where that exists, bro. You already know.
Wait, so the number one defense in the sport and a top 10 offense? All right,
You're
bro.
not making the playoffs next year, by the way, but it is
But
what it is.
listen, well, we can take that bet right now. Shoot. Anyway, but look, what I was gonna say is, yeah, I think Steph, good. If in a Steph series with a competent team, I think Steph would have got off. But that's just because, like, the same thing with Jokic. Similarly, it's just like the amount of movement. But it's just, he doesn't play like the other guards do. Just heavy tween, line them up, bow, bow, bow. Step back type rip. Like Steph is gonna do the movement, but. Yeah, man, I really do think, bro, it's just like, okay, but the thing is, Goods, the way the NBA works, enjoy this year. Because next year, people are going to make adjustments to OKC. This doesn't mean they win. But I'm saying the way that offenses play versus OKC will adjust because they've seen now you can't play this kind of basketball versus this team and hope to win. But don't make.
I still don't think this series is over. By the way, I know Goods is saying this shit like they're gonna win in 6 or whatever, bro. It's not over.
It should be. Can we please not extend the series to another game? I mean, I don't like. I part of me.
Hey, you guys can cry about it, bro. There's gonna be a game 7, in my opinion.
No, I part of me wanted the Pacers to win the series because I feel like that would be like the best story since 2011, like in the NBA. But I'm also a realist too. Like I just, I don't see that happening. Would it be nice?
The Pacers
I see this being a game 7. That's all I'm saying. I see there being a game 7 right now.
Yeah, like I want to get it done in 6. Like I just don't want to see it anymore.
Let's get it done.
You can
Thursday,
try. You're not gonna get.
I don't want to see
I'm
TJ
tired of
McConnell
facing
another
these guys,
possession,
bro.
bro.
Y'all don't understand how annoying the Pacers are, bro. Like it'd be the most
Super
random of random guys. Bro, I swear to God, TJ McConnell, that TJ McConnell shit last night.
Good. If I see TJ McConnell run under the basket, come out from up under the basket, do a fadeaway.
That's why I said the series is not over. That's why I said it. You know, if the Pacers win game 6, game 7, it could be a TJ McConnell game, bro. You don't know how.
No, we're not losing game 7.
Yeah, okay, brother. Like that's just not happening. I'm telling you right now, like there's just.
You would told me game 1, the game was over when the Pacers were down by 20. That's what the Pacers won. The Pacers are the underdogs this whole season. That's what they do. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm saying it's not over. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, shout out to the Pacers, bro. But like,
because unlike the Nuggets, unlike the shitty Nuggets, they actually have depth. The Pacers have depth. So
I don't know who disagrees with that. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, they win.
That's why I'm saying game 7. You don't know what's going to happen. If there is a game 7. If there is a game 7, you don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be clutch time. There's going to be less ref calls and stuff like that. So we'll see in it.
Okay, the ref calls. See, this is what I'm tired of y'all, man.
I will say,
bro, in this fucking season, bro. I'm tired of this ref stuff.
Bro, I'm tired of it too, bro. Like, I'm genuine.
Hey, the refs weren't the excuse yesterday.
Enjoy that.
I'm just saying, it's going to be tough for game 7.
I am sick of how guards are allowed to play in the league as opposed to bigs. I do think that needs to change. But it ain't got that. This OKC's taking advantage of the rule. They know they can take advantage of it.
That's facts. That's facts.
But they do need to change. Like you shouldn't be allowed to touch foul. Not allowed to touch foul. You're allowed to like the Chet Turner stuff. Beat them up inside. I just don't think that's dumb to me. Like don't. It should be. If anything. Go ahead.
I was just saying I'm cool with that too, Swipe. But I'm just saying, bro. You know how unbearable it's been, bro. You know how unbearable it's been seeing every comment about refs and shit.
But
that's fair.
You kind of have to game the system, and I hate that about where the NBA is. Because players like the Nuggets, the Wolves, like the Thunder, like when you're in the Western Conference, there's a different level of physicality. I think you all can agree with this that you play with. Like the Rockets, the Warriors, the Wolves, the Nuggets, and OKC. You're gonna body people because you have to establish position. But the difference is with OKC is so dependent on smaller players being physical that they have a different level of aggression they can show up with that's going to be allowed on the basis of it's like 6'7" and under. And what I'm saying is, like, I think personally that the NBA should be in a business where physicality is allowed on the perimeter and it's allowed on the interior. It should be across the board. I don't think it should be different, though. And I think that, like, if I was Goods, his favorite player is a perimeter player. So Goods has a certain level of sensitivity about the SGA stuff. And I think that's just more of a credit to the way the NBA is, more so than SGA play. Because I've seen it with other guards as well. Like, just James Harden, still to this day in 2025, gets those BS calls. And then you've seen Shea has flopped into multiple fouls over the playoffs, and they've not called anything because I can see they're trying to be aware of it. But I think they just need to do a better job across the board. And I don't want to see, like, Jokic and Embiid if they make the playoffs next year, and Giannis. But Giannis gets 11 free throws a game because he's driving like arch right trigger to the basket, and it's whatever. He probably
I just don't know how much, like, I don't know how plausible that is, especially in this series, because
it's fine.
On the perimeter, I feel like they've been just as physical as they've been.
Yeah,
they've definitely.
They don't have a big though, that's like kind of setting the. Yeah, I'm saying, but the Pacers, I agree. The Pacers don't have a big though that's like setting the tone like that either. He's a floater.
But Turner does a lot of like he fouls a whole hell of a lot in the paint. But it's like I don't care. Listen, I really do not care about the refs as long as like the game
that's fair.
is called. I never was one to care about refs in series. I just don't do that shit. You play the game. You go
No
out there,
excuses. Yeah, you gotta win. You gotta win.
it's
My
that
point is, Game
simple.
7, there will be
You
less
boo-hoo.
foul calls in general, and that might
bro.
favor Pacers
But
over
at the same,
OKC.
but who cares about the foul? That's what I'm saying.
No, no,
Who
no.
cares
I'm
about
not.
the
No,
foul
like I
calls,
said,
bro?
the OKC won fair and square yesterday. Foul calls or no foul calls. Like we all know that. Pacers did not show up. I'm just saying, Game 7 in general. Like we saw the LeBron versus Curry 3-1 game, right? Like there was a lot less calls in that game. Like in Game 7, there's usually going to be
A
pretty.
lot less calls benefits us. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
See
I was
who
about to say,
No,
Trust
I
and
bro.
believe a lot less
this,
calls benefits.
this
A
playoffs
lot
week.
less calls benefits more a defensive team than like a heavily offensive. But like, I'm not even gonna undermine the Pacers defense. They have a really good defense.
No, Pacers reach a lot too. Pacers reach a lot too.
I'm just saying, it just
Underrated
feel like
Nembhard.
it just feel like the same people that told everyone that the Thunder's the whistle isn't going to work for the Thunder or whatever in the postseason. The same people crying now about the whistle, bro.
That's fair.
Like, it's
I
really
let
the
the
same
Bucks
shit,
Like,
bro.
That's fair.
Like it's
just put
annoying, bro. Like I really don't care.
No, but I
about
don't
it
think that's
anymore.
my point. My point is Game 7 could be competitive if Pacers win Game 6, is what I'm saying. Which is
I
why
don't even care about a Game 7 right now. We got
me
Game
neither,
6.
bro.
I still think Pacers are heavy favorites in Game 6, but we'll see.
I'm done watching TJ McConnell, bro. I'm good.
I'm done watching I'm done watching Nembhard. I'm done watching Neesmith.
See, that's what you
I'm
guys
done watching
want. I'm saying the
Miles
most
Turner.
likely.
I'm done.
Actually, I'm not
I'm
done
saying
watching
most
Miles
likely.
Turner. Please keep
I'm
Miles Turner out
I'm
of there.
done
But,
watching Obi Toppin. I'm
oh
done.
my God, bro. Obi
I'm
Toppin.
done,
I
bro.
hate that guy.
Listen, Obi,
bro.
I need your 30-point performance out of you in Game 6. Yeah, I
Shout
need
out to
that.
him though.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that, Obi. It's time to bounce back, bro. But regarding everything else, I'm just saying, like, this is not over. I know OKC fans are already having the parade. They're already saying,
Nobody's having a parade.
Nobody's
bro.
having a parade, brother.
Nobody's
We just up here
no one's had a
saying we
parade
don't
yet.
want no
Okay.
Game 7.
Okay, listen, I see somehow your fans moving. They think this is over. It's not over.
Nah,
Andrew
we
said she's
just
not going
don't want a
7.
Game 7.
Nobody. I don't.
Listen, Andrew, you said shit was over Game 1. It's not over, bro. That's how it should works, bro. You play the game. You play the game to win. So we'll see.
It sounds like you're trying to force us into believing that it's
Yeah.
gonna be a Game 7.
Yeah. Nah.
We
I'm not
only
forcing
care
nothing.
about Game 6.
I'm not
We
forcing
only
nothing.
care.
I'm just telling
That's
you.
the only thing I care about, bro.
Leave me
I don't
alone,
even
bro.
care about this shit, bro. Like
We gonna be in a
listen.
bar Thursday night watching the game and praying to God. That's all we gonna do, bro.
Praying to God is fair, but listen, it is what it is, bro.
Be in a
see.
bar with
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Thunder get
Funny,
on.
bro.
I just need this series to end, bro. Like I'm
No
tired of
fun.
seeing that.
I don't
yellow,
blame
bro.
you.
Like,
I know why people wanted this over in 6 because they know if it gets to 7,
Like
Bro,
I
okay.
know,
if it gets to 7, shit could get crazy.
I know why all the East teams be so annoyed at playing these niggas now. Like, it's just like, bro, you think the game is over
Because the Pacers, it's never
and
over
it's
with the
just-
Pacers. That's what I'm saying. It's
and it's
never
just
over.
like a avalanche of random niggas making shots you would never imagine. Like
Yep.
all of a sudden Obi Toppin can't miss a 3. Neesmith step back 3. Like
All of a sudden, TJ McConnell is going up over 3 people and 1. Like, come on now.
Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, did you see that midi, bro? Like,
Yes,
what the
yes, bro.
I
What the
couldn't
fuck is this, bro?
believe it, bro. Like,
I'm
this
watching
guy-
my team. I'm watching my team get full court pressed for 48 minutes straight, bro. I'm tired.
But this isn't even prime Pacers. I'm saying, bro, Pacers could have an even better performance than that, bro. They haven't
It
even
don't
done
matter,
that shit
bro.
yet.
Bro, I don't
Thursday we
care,
gonna be
bro.
Thursday we're gonna be sitting in the bar downtown OKC, praying for the best, hoping for the best.
That's
You know
fair.
what I mean?
That's fair.
And your shit.
I'm cool with that response. I'm cool with that.
Anyway, thank you, Ed,
I'm
for letting
rooting
me
for the
ask those
Pacers,
questions, though,
obviously,
for
but
real.
I'm cool with
Yeah,
that.
they appreciate it. Like, niggas done, though, I think, for the most part. Shout out to the Pacers, though, man. Better than the 23 Nuggets. Where Ev at, man?
I don't know. I've heard the OKC Pacers talking pretty mid. I missed most of them. So
Man, we one away, bro. Good Lord.
Man, stop acting. I'm so sick of y'all acting like that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think y'all are
acting like what, bro?
Real talk,
bro.
I said this is good.
Real quick.
No. Hush. Y'all be like, oh man, the grind that we've gone through. Oh my gosh, bro. First of all, y'all had
you should know this as a person whose franchise
had 3
has not won anything.
MVPs in the last 15 years. This is your second finals bout. I get it. Hold on.
Okay.
Then I'm talking about the rest of the league. The Nuggets hadn't been to 1 in 52 years. Like, you got the Rockets. The Rockets ain't been relevant since the 1990s, and then the Harden years, and they ran into the Warriors, and Chris Paul got hurt. And then if you look at the Knicks ain't been there since 71. Like, I'm saying, bro, there's some real struggle out here, and y'all really be talking about, oh my goodness, I can't wait. We've been through so much. You ain't had nothing but greatness relative to everybody else. You don't.
Seconds base swap. As a Wizards fan, it's seconds base.
And that's what I'm saying. D Farm, you know it. In 2014, when Kevin Durant got hurt, do you know that the Nuggets hired Byron Scott to be the head coach? And that was like the worst.
My bad, y'all. I'm still here. I'm still here, y'all.
Like, that's crazy, bro. Y'all ain't been through no grind.
Yeah, I'm on
y'all
Z
about to
Farm
win a
side
championship.
too.
Y'all about to win a championship, bro, with the best team in the league, one of the best teams ever, bro. Hush up. Ain't no struggle bus, bro. Y'all been living on the cloud nine.
Shit,
Russ,
don't feel
Westbrook,
like it.
Harden, Kevin Durant, and now Shea. Hush up, bro.
Russ, KD, and Harden with no chip.
Hey, well, y'all asked
Yep,
me.
no chip.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Look at
we
you.
was just saying we was done, bro. That was it. And I was just saying thank you for letting me ask that question.
Okay.
I'm so sick of y'all, bro.
Nah, for sure. I think everybody chimed in on this NBA Finals game. Again, shout out to both teams that made it this far. They took a lot for both teams to get it this far. OKC and what they had to get through Denver, Indiana, and what they had to get through the teams that they faced in their Eastern Conference push. So I think those are the two most teams that deserve to make it or be this far in the playoffs or in the NBA Finals in the West and out East, in my opinion, because they performed the best in the playoffs for the respective conferences.
Your connection game.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Your connection. Yeah, this nigga's gone or something. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, but these guys are super annoying. These guys are super
got one more, bro.
Yeah, hear me?
We got one more.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
I don't know what that was about. I had to switch to my phone. But Game 6 is Thursday. So make sure you all pull up to the playback room tonight. Also, it's an array of WNBA games tonight, like 6 WNBA games. A couple of ones is highlighting is the Liberty and Dream at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's probably the one I'll be watching the most, personally. And then another one that's worth watching as well today is I guess you can say a little bit of the Storm and the Sparks, and they will probably be flashing on Aces and the Lynx. Asia Wilson's not playing, and then this Fever and Sun game probably might get ugly. So I think the best game of the night is probably going to be the Liberty and the Dream. So that's the one we're going to be watching the most. Now there is some little games that could be good for relative to those teams, the Mystics and the Sky, and then also the Valkyries and the Wings. So I want to shout out those games, but the one we're probably going to be focused on tonight is the Dream versus the Liberty. As the Dream are sitting at 8-3, and the Liberty are sitting at 9-1, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure y'all pull up to the playback room for that. I got y'all. And my next question is, do y'all think it's best to go safeties today, or since there's no NBA talks tomorrow for the most part, go safeties tomorrow?
What other position groups are left?
I think
safeties, running back, quarterbacks, linebackers, edge, O-line.
Oh yeah, let's just do safeties today then.
I'm down to do it tomorrow, but I'm open either ways. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, whichever. Bro.
Hold on, let me count this. Let me count this in my head.
Z Farm, the best safety in the league. We already know who it is.
Safety.
Kyle Hamilton.
Excuse me.
Let me see. So wide receivers, corners, and then we did tight ends, and then we have safeties, running backs. How many positions again, y'all? Safety, running back, linebackers, off middle linebacker, off ball linebackers, and then O-line. I think that can be done next week. Not saying we should be able to be finished with everything next week then. If we pick up 2 this week, so that'd be safeties tomorrow. That'd be running backs tomorrow because we're not going into and no NBA talk going to that Thursday. Running backs tomorrow. My bad, I'm thinking live. Running backs tomorrow. Probably gonna be a show on Friday. I'm gonna give y'all a heads up for that now. For obvious reasons, the cookout is on Saturday. And and I got to get a haircut Friday, the whole 9. So probably won't be a show on Friday, to be honest. And then also the whole entire cookout. If you cannot make it to the cookout, which is sad, but it's okay. You know, the good thing about it is this is only year 3, so it'll be another one next year, and hopefully you can make it to year 4. And hopefully we really put together something in this winter coming up in November. We're trying to put together something for more people to be able to link up again. So keep that in mind for that as well. But excuse me, y'all. Any show this week probably will not be 3-4 hours or 5 hours, as I'm putting a lot of time behind the scenes to prep for the cookout. Make sure I'm having some apparel at the cookout as well, for people to be able to purchase on hand and things of that nature, and that takes time. So let's see. So it'll be safeties tomorrow after the WNBA games recap, talking about the safeties and if anything NBA or NFL related to bring up. And then Thursday, running backs. Monday, pick up the rest of the stuff that need to be picked up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it like that, y'all. Personally, I think I'm gonna do it like that. I think that makes more sense. Personally, I think I'm gonna go safety, running back to close out this week. Again, most likely probably will not be a show on Friday. Make sure you all tap into the cookout on Twitch. If you cannot watch the cookout or come to the cookout, I meant to say you can watch majority, if not all, of the cookout this Saturday on my Twitch page. My Twitch page description is in this video. I mean, the link in the description on this video is Everett Jr. Also, after this weekend, I am looking to get a new computer as well, probably even a little bit today. And then we'll definitely be looking to attack Twitch going forward as well. And, my computer, my power supply, my graphic card went bad on it. I guess it just gave out. So it doesn't really make sense to repair it. Might as well just get a new computer. So transformation, that's only to get a new computer. So
kind of computer, like a laptop or a desktop?
Nah, desktop. Yeah, I'm on my laptop right now. So I need another desktop. Yeah, I need another desktop. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Personally, but yeah, I think it makes more sense tomorrow to pick up safeties after WNBA, because I know WNBA is not going to go that long with the way these games look, and just with the people that speak on WNBA inside of Facts and Stats. So I'll probably pick up with NFL talks, immediately follow WNBA talks, knowing that it's not going to be no NBA to pick up from, and then probably a splash of the Stanley Cup if Florida closes it out tonight. If Mazak or maybe Araya or BJ or even 1110 or Z Farm or whoever want to speak on that series ultimately. So that's what tomorrow's gonna look like. That's probably what the show's gonna look like for the rest of today. I think it makes more sense to pick that up tomorrow. But everybody that came through to the YouTube side of things today, thank you. And safeties tomorrow, running backs on Thursday. That will not change. That is stamped. Safeties tomorrow, running backs on Thursday. That will not change. That is stamped. The last position we're probably gonna do is probably gonna be quarterbacks. So safeties tomorrow, running backs on Thursday. That will not change. Monday, we're going to be picking up linebackers, and then we're going to go work our way on down. And we're done with the positional stuff. Literally, it's next week. We're done with the positional stuff next week because the NBA season is over. And then next week, we're also going to be talking about the NBA draft as well. So it'll be NBA draft. I'll probably by next week, Katie will get traded because they want to trade Katie prior to the draft. So yeah, that's what it'll be. It'll be some Katie NBA draft stuff, and then just finish out the positional rankings. And after we finish the positional rankings, then we're going to be going over every single team division in the division. And I try to find some people from these respective teams that are coming here and talk about their team or whatever the case may be. So either way, thank y'all for all the support on the YouTube side of things today. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button on this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to Facts and Stats on YouTube. And that'll be that for the show today. Y'all, thank y'all for all the support, and peace, blessings, and love to all of you all for sure.